taxes with an IRA. And you help yourself.
The colors are out. This place outside of playing at Lloyd Noble Arena, I'd rather come and watch a game at Kansas than just about anywhere in the country. Basketball tradition rich. The people have their T-shirts on. They want to rub it in a little bit that they won the national championship over Oklahoma last year. And, of course, we're taking that in stride as well here in covering the Sooners. But Kansas really has been losing their 5 in a row and 3 in a row here at home. They have nothing to lose in this game. They're supposed to be dropped tonight. The odds makers don't think so. They've only picked this game a 2-point favorite in favor of Oklahoma, which is really strange. They think it's going to be close. Billy Tubbs thinks it's going to be close. We'll have to sit back and watch and listen to tonight's game and see what happens.
I don't know if it's going to be that close. I might have trouble if somebody handed me a ticket to Vegas right now.
I'll say by 12.
You think it'll be by 12? I think it'll be in single digits, but I think that Oklahoma, I really think at the end of the game, the last couple of minutes, Oklahoma will have the game in control. We're going to find out. It will be no easy piece of cake, even though Kansas is on a 5-game losing streak. It is Kansas, a team that for the 6th consecutive game is trying to become the 3rd team in all of collegiate basketball history to win 1,400 games in its school's history. Only 2 others have ever done it, and you recognize the names, Kentucky and North Carolina. Well, we'll be ready with more, including a look at the starting lineup for the Jayhawks under first-year coach Roy Williams when we return right after this network timeout.
Well, we're all set for another exciting season of Sooner basketball. Proudly sponsored for 1989 by the one and only Post Grape Nuts cereal. And it's a real winner. You can't beat Post Grape Nuts, made from natural wheat and barley. It's got a delicious nutty taste and lots of crunch. It really scores with the fans. Time to make our move, team. Sooner basketball and Post Grape Nuts in a league of their own, naturally.
If you wait until tomorrow to do something about your drug or alcohol problem, you may be waiting one day too long. At Presbyterian, we treat addictions like diseases because they are. Chemical dependency doesn't just affect the user, it sickens the family. And that's who we treat, the whole family. That's why Presbyterian's program is one of the most successful. Presbyterian Hospital. Call 232-0777 today, because tomorrow may be too late.
The University of Kansas will start at a guard tonight from Tulsa Edison High School. 6'3", 180-pound, 2-year Letterman Jr. Kevin Pritchard, averaging 14.7 points a game. He, along with the Sooners' Terrence Mullins, named to the All-Big 8 Conference first-team All-Academic team. That was announced this week. The Sooners also got Damon Patterson, and I'll love it because he was a Prop 48 casualty, and he's come back in the classroom, and our congratulations to him. He's a member of the second Big 8 Conference All-Academic team. Anyway, back to the starting lineup for Kansas after Pritchard at the guard. Scooter Berry, senior from Oakland, California, 6'4", averaging 7.5 points. His dad, of course, Rick Berry, the former collegiate and NBA great. He'll be at the other guard. Sean Alvarado will not start. He's got that stress fracture of the right tibia. Starting at the pivot, actually a 3-forward offense for Kansas, will be 6'9", Inglewood, Colorado sophomore Mark Randall, averaging 16.5 points, 7 rebounds a game. Excellent field goal shooter. He's among the top 15 in the nation, and he leads the conference in all games overall, and 4th in conference games, 64.7% from the field for Mark Randall. Milton Newton in a horrendous shooting slump for Kansas, and his field goal percentage has dropped off to 45%, and he is shooting something like only 28% in the last 4 games from the field. Still, he's averaging 16.5 points, 5 rebounds a game. And rounding out the starting lineup and giving the Kansas lineup certainly an Oklahoma flair with Pritchard at one guard. The other starter is Putnam City North sophomore, 6'7.5", Mike Maddox, averaging a fraction of a point under 11 points a game and 4 rebounds a game. And during this 5-game losing streak for Kansas, he shot the ball very, very well, averaging 60% from the field. The Sooners, as you heard Billy say on the Billy Tubbs show just a few minutes ago, will make a change at one of the forwards. Tony Martin, who's been bothered some with a foot injury. Now, he'll play, but Martin will not start tonight. In his place, Andre, the Creator Wiley, the 6'6" senior from Flint, Michigan, averaging 8.5 points, will get the nod. Tyrone Jones at the small forward, averaging 13.5 points a game. 6'6" senior from Washington, D.C. At the pivot among the nation's scoring leaders, averaging 26.5 points. He's the conference leader in all games and in conference games where he averages 24.5. And averaging 11 rebounds a game, All-America 6'11" senior Stacey King from Lawton. And the guard Mookie Blaylock, second in the conference in scoring, averaging 21.8 points a game, the senior from Garland. And Terrence Mullen, T-Love, 6'3" sophomore from San Francisco, averaging 10 points a game. The officials are Ron Fittler, Ron Zetcher, and Bill Westbrook, and we've got the tip-off after a 1-minute local timeout.
We've been looking forward to fixing up the house for a while. Well, we finally got the game room.
And you love it.
I do.
Especially your pool table.
Yep. A nice shot, honey.
Now we're thinking about redoing the kitchen.
We are?
Mm-hmm.
When you make changes to your home, your insurance needs also change. That means it's time for a friendly review with the Farmers Insurance Group of companies.
It would be simple. First, we take out the old stove.
America can depend on farmers.
In Muskogee, see Ken Frazier at 501 West Okmulgee. Call 682-3595.
Now is the time to consider buying your dream home with financing from Commercial Bank and Trust Company. Low cost, low interest, bond money is now available from the Real Estate Department located on the 4th floor at Commercial Bank and Trust. Call Peggy, Pat, or Reba at 687-6321 today. Your new house is a real possibility during 1989. Commercial Bank and Trust Company, an equal housing opportunity lender. Member FDIC.
Number 1 ranked Oklahoma against unranked and in a slump, the University of Kansas, a rematch of the national title game last year. Stacey King, the jump center, against Mark Randall at center court. No matter if the Sooners are favored by 2, 12, or whatever, I know they want to come out and rebound the ball, block out well, and don't turn it over the first 4 or 5 times you touch it. The last 2 games, Oklahoma's done that. They'd really like to get out of the gate good tonight, and you're going to need to in a place like this. Ron Zetcher's got the ball in the air. There's the tip, and it's into the hands of Mike Maddox. Off to Newton. He lobs it cross court at the baseline inside to Randall. He turns, loses it in the lane, gets it back, pops it back out front, nearly a 3-second call, and Kevin Pritchard starts to work, dribbles towards this, pops the ball to Mike Maddox, and checked by Andre Wiley. Around the rim, Kevin Pritchard with the basketball, up to Newton. He gets free for a shot and scores. Milt Newton has been ice cold from the field, gives Kansas an early lead, and Blaylock rushes the ball up court on the dribble and goes to Terrence Mullen. Down to Stacey King, takes one-way, drives underneath, misses the layup, ball's knocked loose and out of bounds with it. Hitting the floor goes Mark Randall. Nice move off the dribble by Stacey King. Sooners will get the ball underneath the basket after King missed the layup. King was open. The play did work. Keep that in mind. You're going to miss some shots. No one can shoot 100%, so the play did work. Blaylock inbounds to Jones. Loops it up to the top to Terrence Mullen. Back to Tyrone. He wants to go for 3. It bangs away off the rim and is fielded on the floor by Mike Maddox. 2-0 Kansas. Pritchard across the timeline. Kansas shoots in the forecourt directly in front of us. On the far side, Blaylock strapping to the basketball, and he forced a turnover as he knocked the ball away from Scooter Berry, and it went off of Berry's hands at the Oklahoma bench. We're in the opening minute. Kansas leads 2-0. Blaylock to half court, dribbling against Pritchard. Right side to Jones. Down low to King. Turns. Baseline jumper is up. Off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound. Milt Newton on the break. Here comes Kansas. 3-on-2. A lob to Randall. He's underneath the basket. Leans in and draws a foul. Pritchard hits Mark Randall on a break. And the Sooners get a foul called underneath. And it looks like it's going to be against Oklahoma's Terrence Mullins. It is. Mullins draws the first foul of the game. We're coming to you tonight over the fiber optic lines of American Communications, the business long-distance company in Oklahoma City, 232-2244. 62% shooter at the line is Mark Randall. He is a better field goal percentage shooter than a free throw shooter. He gets the first to go. Randall with his first point. Looking for the second. It is up and good, and Kansas leads early 4-0. Blaylock in the backcourt against Pritchard. To half court, trapped by Maddox. In trouble. Throws the ball away. Maddox on a trap at half court with Pritchard. Forced Mookie Blaylock to turn it over. And the Allen Fieldhouse crowd is up and yelling. Not quite filled because there's some empty seats. And a foul at center court against Mookie Blaylock, trying to steal the ball again, as he did earlier, from Scooter Berry. And Blaylock has a foul, and so does Mullins. And with 1:20 played, Kansas up 4-0. Scooter Berry to inbound the basketball just off to our right. Look, now comes back out to Maddox. Over to Mark Randall, out on the perimeter to Pritchard. Guarded by Terrence Mullins. He's all over him. Pritchard in trouble. Dumps the pass over to Maddox. On him is Wiley. Up to Milt Newton, who hit the opening shot of the game. Newton against Stretch Jones. Right side with the ball. Front of the Sooner bench is Berry. In Blaylock. Drives underneath the basket. Shot blocked by King. And he comes up with it. Block shot for Stacey King, his 45th. Mullins back into the forecourt. Sooners looking for their opening points of the game. Good defense, and Mullins has the ball stolen, and a foul called against Scooter Berry. This is the best defense and best defensive pressure I've seen by Kansas in the last 2 years by their guards, I think.
Really caused Oklahoma some problems.
Well, early it has. Mullins looking for the inbounds, having trouble. Now comes to Stretch Jones. Hands the ball at center court to Blaylock. Nearly 2 minutes played. Blaylock with the basketball. And Pritchard's got a hand check on him, and they are calling it real close. Bill Westbrooks, Ron Spittler, and Ron Zetcher not letting anything. They're not allowing any hand checking, which is the way the rule has been emphasized this year.
One thing you do have to keep in mind, though, not only the Kansas guards playing good defense, so are the others, to keep the other players in Oklahoma's team from getting the ball.
Lob back up court to Mullins, back over to Blaylock. He wants to shoot for three, airballed it, and it's off at Kansas as Blaylock airballs, but the ball goes off of Newton out of bounds. And the lob comes into Jones. He's trapped, and he throws the ball away. And the Sooners right now look as rattled as I've seen them in any game this year in the early moments, although they have not been playing well in the early minutes of many games in the last 7 or 8. Ball comes in the backcourt to Kevin Pritchard. 4-0 Kansas. 2:10 play. Pritchard in front of us to Mike Maddox. The creator all over him, and Wiley reaching around fouls him. Sooners have got to adjust to the defense, to the officiating, and they are not going to let you reach around and slap at it tonight.
This is not a gift place to win ball games. Billy Tubbs is 9-13 versus Kansas. KU leads the all-time series, 111-53, 56-14 here in Lawrence, and 29-5 here at Allen Fieldhouse.
And Billy has won 2 times and lost 6 with these teams here. Maddox underneath the Pritchard, gets the layup and score. Kansas out to a 6-0 lead as Pritchard backdoored the Oklahoma defense. Blaylock brings it back up court. Sooners haven't had a shot the last 3 times down. Stretch Jones with it in the corner. Tight defense by Newton. Inside to Wiley. Baseline jumper is up and in. Wiley gets Oklahoma's first points of the game with 17-18 left to play. Full court pressure and a deflected inbounds pass by Stacey King goes into the Kansas bench on the far side. So the Jayhawks still have possession of the basketball, leading 6-2 with 2 minutes and 46 seconds played here at Allen Fieldhouse. Randall inbounds in the backcourt to Pritchard, guarded by Mullins. Mullins trying to head him off as he reaches half court. Now steps into the offensive court on the dribble through the center circle. Pritchard coming our way. Now high post to Milton Newton, breaking in as Maddox goes by a man and gets the layup. Use the pick on the wing. Maddox gets the easy layup, and back comes Blaylock with the basketball. Drives around Pritchard, pulls up, shoots, no good, gets it back off the glass and puts it in. Blaylock missed the shot, got his own missed bat, and put it up and in for 2. It's 8-4. Against the pressure, Berry all the way through the Sooner defense. Off to Milt Newton. He shoots, misses, and Tyrone Jones got him. Oklahoma right now is being beaten as badly up court as I've seen any team beat them this year. And the thing is, Kansas cannot compare with Oklahoma State and Iowa State as far as quickness.
Plus, Kansas getting back on defense as well and has not allowed Oklahoma to get any easy or even 3-on-2 situations.
Milt Newton, who has hit 64 of 80 free throw attempts for 80% on the season, is at the line and gets his first. That is Newton's 3rd point. Kansas leads 9-4. Sooners needed 2 minutes and 42 seconds before Wiley's basket got them on the scoreboard. Here's Newton's next free throw up and in. And the lead back up to 6 for the second time here early for the Jayhawks. Blaylock met by Pritchard at half court. Loops the ball over to Mullins. High post to Stacey King. Back to Blaylock. Zone defense by the Jayhawks. Stretch Jones jump passes it cross court to Mullins. Deflected, bad pass, intercepted by Randall. He's down court to Pritchard. Pulls up, jumper is up and in. Kevin Pritchard with a jump shot, and it's 12-4. 16-15 left to play. First half. Mullins down low, driving into the lane is King. Puts up a shot, misses it, tips it up again, misses it. Ball's loose on the floor and is still loose and batted out of bounds, and it went off of Stacey King. Ball ricocheted around. 3 different players. Finally rolled out of bounds. Now Skeeter Henry will come into the lineup for Oklahoma, replacing Terrence Mullins, and the Sooners need some spark that Henry's provided recently. He was the CBS player of the game in the Arizona victory on Sunday. Plus, Henry can get the ball into King about as good as anyone on Oklahoma's team. Pritchard works against Henry into the forecourt. 6-point lead for Kansas, or 8-point lead. Berry, high post pass, Randall into the lane, short jumper up and in. Mark Randall with 4 points. It's a 10-point lead, 14-4. Back comes Blaylock into the offensive court for the Sooners. Left side to Tyrone Jones, high post to King. King looking for help. Back to Blaylock. Doesn't shoot, now drives, backs back out. Gives it to Jones, around the rim to Skeeter Henry. He pulls up, short pass to King. Goes up, ball knocked out of bounds. And we get an official timeout. 15:25 to play here in the first half. Back in a moment, the score, Kansas 14, Oklahoma 4.
Hi, folks. Jack Clark here, General Manager of Don Carlton Honda in Muskogee. Here's a few facts about the Honda 4-door Accord. 1983, Car and Driver 10 Best List. 1984, Car and Driver 10 Best List. 1985, 1986, and 1987, Car and Driver 10 Best List. 1988, Car and Driver 10 Best List. Folks, there's a pattern here somewhere, starting as low as $12,998 at Don Carlton Honda in Muskogee.
With a new name comes a new commitment to Muskogee. The new name is Owens Brockway Glass, and they're excited about their future in Muskogee. They've served the Muskogee area for over 40 years, and now more than ever, they urge you to buy glass whenever possible. They're also renewing their efforts on glass recycling. You know about can recycling, but glass can also be recycled. Just bring it to the swap building at 514 Fond du Lac and make some money while helping clean up the landscape. Your hardworking friends and neighbors at Owens Brockway Glass reminds you
The Kansas Jayhawks have hit 5 of their first 6 shots. The Sooners have missed 7 of their first 9, and Kansas leads Oklahoma 14-4. We'll have more after a 30-second network timeout for Bush.
Come on along, head for the mountains of Bush. Big, head for the mountains. It's cold and it's smooth, and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bush. Big, big.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Both teams returning to the floor. Hope you're listening to our broadcast tonight. Got the television set turned down, and to all of you doing that, we tell you a special hello. 14-4, Kansas up over Oklahoma. And Mookie Blaylock to inbound the basketball underneath the center basket. Off to our far right, 27 seconds left on the shot clock. Should have reset. Blaylock inbounds it to Jones. Jones with the basketball, drives into the paint, dumps it underneath, throws the ball away. Another sloppy play by the Sooners. William Davis is checked in for Oklahoma for Wiley. Out front with the ball, Maddox into the lane. Jump left, hook up, no good, and a stuff for Milt Newton. No basket. Or no, did they give him the basket? Yes, the original bucket counts because Tyrone Jones had his hand on the rim. Here come the Sooners. Mark Randall gets credit for the first shot. Henry with the basketball to Jones. Around the rim to Blaylock. He'll shoot for 3. He got it. And Blaylock's going to have to do that. Sooners have got to get some shots outside the fall. 16-7. Kansas by 9. Scooter Berry on the right side to Milt Newton. Up to the top to Randall. Around in front of us to Pritchard. Takes the pass inside to Maddox. Now back out to Newton. Over to Pritchard. He wants to shoot. It's no good from 19-foot range. King down with a rebound. And a bounce pass to Blaylock as his arm was slapped. Blaylock brings the ball up court. King tries to get in the lane. The ball up to the top to Henry. Over to Blaylock. Inside to Davis. And Davis is grabbed by Mike Maddox, who draws his first personal and the third team foul against Kansas. The Sooners have been whistled for 4.
Kansas is keeping up with Oklahoma's rotation. If the Sooners could set some picks out around the perimeter, they may get some lanes open. But right now, they cannot pass the ball around quick enough because Kansas is filling the gap.
Mike Maddox leads the lineup. Sean Alvarado at 6'10" replaces him. Ball comes into King. He's going to shoot immediately and scores right in the lane. Stacey King's first 2 points of the game, and it took him 5 minutes and 36 seconds to get it. It's a 16-9 Kansas lead. Pritchard working at half court against Mookie Blaylock. Blaylock now defending Pritchard. The ball over to Alvarado. Mullins was on there for a moment. Henry trying to steal a pass. Fouls in front of us. Trying to go for a pass intended for Scooter Berry. And it is Henry's first. 5 different Sooners now with a personal foul. Henry, Davis, King, Blaylock, and Jones for Oklahoma. Randall, Berry, Alvarado, Pritchard, and Newton for Kansas. The ball into Sean Alvarado, who's out front. Guarded by King. He breaks underneath. Pritchard free. Scores on a layup. Pritchard got loose from Blaylock. Blaylock hustles the ball. Back down court. Pulls up. Gives to Stretch Jones. Back to Blaylock. Looking in the lane. Now right side to Henry. Pass down to King. He's double teamed. Turns. Shoots. Line drive shot. No good. Loose ball up with it. Randall. Across half court on the dribble. Looking for somebody to go to. Now behind into Scooter Berry. Cross court to Milt Newton. Drives against Stretch Jones. Out of bounds. Throws the ball in and it's intercepted by Blaylock. Blaylock back on a break. Is shoved. No foul calls. Up with the ball. Davis throws it up wildly. It won't go. Loose ball and it's off of Alvarado's hands out of bounds. I do not know how in the world Kansas did not pick up a foul on the shove against Blaylock from behind, but there was no personal call. Kansas 18, Oklahoma 9, 13:29 to play. The Jayhawks will send in Lincoln Minor, senior from Houston, and Freeman West, a JUCO transfer out of Paris, Texas Junior College.
It's still the Mookie syndrome. He's so good even when he's bumped. Sometimes he doesn't get those calls.
Inbounds to King. He shoots. Shot no good. Blaylock with a rebound. Puts it back up. It bounds away no good. Tipped up again. And a foul going to be called against, I believe, Oklahoma. Nope. Against Kansas. Foul is against Kansas. Well, I'm sorry, it was against Davis, against William Davis. 16 foul against the Sooners. In the backcourt is Lincoln Minor to bring it up across the timeline and then kicks the ball away. Kicked it off of his foot as he was being chased by Stretch Jones. He's going to leave the lineup now, and Terrence Mullins will come in for Oklahoma. 18-9, Kansas in front of Oklahoma. Sooners have never led. Jayhawks trying to snap a 5-game losing string. 3 in a row here at home. Blaylock across the timeline against Lincoln Minor. They used to play together at Midland. Right side, Blaylock with the ball. Up to Mullins. He wants to shoot a three-pointer out front. It skips around. Hangs goes in. But I think the whistle from underneath will negate the bucket by Terrence Mullins. The push underneath came against Freeman West, against one of the Sooners. And there was no basket as the whistle had blown before Mullins released the basketball. So the Sooners would have had a three-pointer had the push and foul underneath not being called. Short inbounds pass to King. He is triple teamed. Goes up, has the ball knocked loose, gets it back, leans in to the bucket and scores. Nice forced move inside by Stacey King. Gets the 2 points, and it's 18-11. Sooners finally reach double digits with 12:50 to play. Newton into the midcourt area, now into Pritchard, out near center court, guarded by Blaylock. Looks right, left, short pass in front of us to Freeman West. Hand checked by William Davis, and the ball thrown away as King collided with Kevin Pritchard, knocked him over, and there was no foul call.
You know, the last time Stacey King went tough to the boards, he ended up scoring. I think Stacey needs to do that a little more instead of trying to finesse everything in. Every once in a while, take it to the boards. You're going to get a foul or get an easy shot.
Blaylock left side to Mullins in front of the Kansas bench, up to Skeeter Henry. Passes right. Blaylock wants to shoot for 3. He airballed it, second time tonight. Blaylock has hit a three-pointer, but he has airballed 2 of his 3-point attempts. 12:25 remaining. Sooners look very, very tense. They have been completely out of gear since the opening tip-off. Pritchard in the backcourt, trapped now by King and Blaylock. Jump passes the ball to Alvarado. Alvarado looking for help. Dribbles once, still needing help. Pass deflected by Henry. Down with it is Milt Newton, and a 10-second call against Kansas as they did not get it into the forecourt. Official Ron Spittler on the 10-second count, and the Jayhawks did not get it in the offensive court. Milt Newton leaves the lineup. Mike Maddox comes back in. Kansas has West, Minor, Pritchard, Randall, and Maddox. Mullins with the basketball. Up top to Skeeter Henry. Right side to Blaylock. Down low to William Davis. Back to Blaylock in the corner. To Mullins. He wants to shoot for 3. It's on the way and good. Terrence Mullins, 42% shooter from 3-point range, cuts the lead to 4. Closest the Sooners have been since very early 18-14, Pritchard against the pressure. Down court to Lincoln Minor. Inside to Maddox. Turns, shoots. The ball skips over the rim. Bounced off the glass and into the hands of Stacey King with his third rebound. Up to Blaylock. Blaylock hustles it up. Pulls up. He shoots. It's off to the right. No good. And into the hands of Lincoln Minor. Back comes Kansas with a 4-point lead. Mullins defending against Minor. In between the circles down to Kevin Pritchard. He slows the play down. Dribbles back out into the center circle. Jumps the pass on the right side over to Minor, and the ball knocked loose from him by Terrence Mullins, and we're going to get a timeout. Timeout. We're going to take a 60-second timeout for 2 network messages. We're back in 60 after this for O's Meat and State Farm.
Loves bacon, especially hardwood smoked, sugar-cured OC bacon. Crackling in the pan, filling the house with that mouth-watering aroma no one can resist. Yeah, bacon, OC bacon, hardwood smoked, sugar-cured, always delicious.
Good friends, good food, and good times. OC makes good times taste great.
Oklahoma families count on State Farm for all their family insurance needs. When it comes to homeowners insurance, they're getting good protection at a good price, great claims handling, and an agent who delivers outstanding personal service. They're getting a homeowner's insurance value that gets talked about. That's why State Farm insures more homes in Oklahoma than anyone else.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Sooners have hit only 6 of 19 shots, David. That's 32%. Kansas, on the other hand, has made 7 of 10, and the Jayhawks lead by 4, 18-14. Kansas is 4 of 4 at the free throw line. In the rebounding department, well, wait a minute. Sooners are 2 of 6 from three-point range. Kansas missed their only three-point shot. Rebounding department, Oklahoma slight edge, 9-7, and the Sooners have forced 5 Kansas turnovers. Oklahoma's turned it over 4 times, and unlike early in the Arizona game where the Sooners were committing their own turnovers without them being forced, Kansas has forced those turnovers against Oklahoma.
I think Kansas is playing fired up. Again, nothing to lose other than another Big 8 conference win possibility, and playing at home trying to stamp that streak. But there's some pride and some talent on this Kansas team. I still look to get the ball to Skeeter Henry some and try to get it inside to Stacey King a little more.
Lincoln Minor inbounds as play returns for Kansas. Maddox with the ball. Defended by Davis to Minor on the far side. Freeman West now up to Pritchard. In between the circles, guarded by Blaylock. Right side to Randall in front of the center bench to Minor. Up to Freeman West. He was free for a moment. Now to Maddox. Passing, rotating game by Kansas out on the perimeter. Minor's going to shoot out front. Airballed it. William Davis down with the rebound. Off to Blaylock. Blaylock down to the baseline. Pull it up. Jumpers on the way and in by Stacey King, and the Sooners are back within 2. William Davis playing near where he had great high school success in Kansas City, Kansas, and Wyandotte. Back comes Pritchard against the pressure, down to Minor. Backdoor layup, rolls and goes in off the heel of the rim. And that's the first bucket since 14:08, or 3.5 minutes for Kansas. Mullins, deep corner, far side to Henry. Back up to William Davis, inside to King. He's in the paint, a turnaround, off the heel, no good. Davis pops the ball to Blaylock, to Mullins for a three-pointer. It's there. Mullins buries his second three-pointer, and it's 20-19. Sooners have climbed within 1. Henry trying to steal the basketball on the inbound pass, almost had it, and then picks up his second foul as he grabbed the wrist of Mark Randall, and that will put Kansas into the 1-1 with 10 minutes and 17 seconds to go. So Kansas now will go to the free throw line with the bonus with a 1-point lead at 20-19 with 10:17 left to play here in the first half.
That backcourt foul hurts them, too, because I think Oklahoma's pressure on the backcourt press really rattled Kansas the last time down. They didn't have it figured out. I would like to have seen Oklahoma defensive opportunity against Kansas again, but with the foul, they automatically get it in the forecourt with the free shot.
Another game later tonight in the Big 8 Conference, Kansas State at Colorado. Free throw is up and in for Mark Randall. So on the bonus, Randall now will get the extra free throw. He is 3 of 3 at the line. Last night, Iowa State defeated Missouri 82-75. Nebraska won over Oklahoma State 77-75 in a game that really was not quite as close as the 2-point score indicated. Out of the lineup is Lincoln Minor. Back in is Milt Newton for Kansas. Randall has hit his 4th consecutive free throw. Jayhawks by 3. Blaylock as Kansas waits in a 2-3 zone, brings the ball up. Second time Kansas has been in a zone. Blaylock with the basketball to Henry. Henry right corner. The Mullins bounce pass inside to Davis. He turns, he shoots, he airballed it. It's loose out front. With it is Scooter Berry breaking down court. Sooners hustle back defensively. Bounce pass into Maddox. He shoots, misses. Randall with a rebound, puts it up and in. Mark Randall's already got 10 points. And Blaylock into the forecourt sets the Oklahoma offense. The Sooners have slipped back down by 5. They've never led. Inside to King, or really out on the wing. King double-teamed on the zone. Triple-teamed. In trouble. Cross the lane to Henry. Up to Blaylock for a three-pointer. It's out, no good. It was partially touched, I think, by Pritchard on the shot. Here comes Ferry all the way down into the lane. Sends it to Newton. He'll shoot for 3. It's no good. Maddox with an offensive board for Kansas. Up to Pritchard. The Jayhawks by 5. Pritchard, right side to Scooter Berry. Berry with the basketball. Left side now around the rim. Pritchard will shoot. It's no good against Blaylock. Loose ball underneath. Rattles free. Still with it. Now it's kicked free, and it goes out of bounds off of Kansas. The Sooners will have the basketball. We got a technical foul against Mookie Blaylock, and oh boy, does that ever hurt. Blaylock said something. He got a technical. The Sooners lose possession of the basketball. Kansas gets a one-shot technical and the basketball back. And Mookie Blaylock, who's shy as can be, normally very seldom says anything, and that time his temper got away from him.
William Davis had that rebound before Maddox climbed onto his back, and Mookie was just complaining about his thoughts that a foul maybe should have been called. Now Billy Tubbs is going nuts with official Ron Zetcher, and he gets a technical. So there's 3 technical foul shots coming up here, plus Kansas will get the ball. That could be as much as a 7 or 8 point swing. Sooners had a chance to have the basketball and get it within 2 or 3. Jayhawks have got 3 technical shots coming up. Newton may shoot them all. He's their best free throw shooter. Well, he is going to shoot them all if he's going to shoot the first one. There's one of them. That's 25 to 19. Here's the next one. That one bangs away no good. Tubbs said something to Zetcher, who gave him the technical. Now he's saying something to Spittler. And he's out of the box, so he better be careful. Second free throw, or third technical, and the second one to fall for Newton, who has 6 points. 26-19, 9:07 to play. First half. Scooter Berry at half court to inbound the basket. Boy, what a turnaround on a ball that was going to go to Oklahoma before the technical against Blaylock. Here's Pritchard back into the forecourt. Passes to Randall in front of us. Mike Bell is checked in to replace Stacey King, and a pass underneath deflected by Skeeter Henry. Off to Bell. Good defense by Skeeter. Here comes Blaylock back for the Sooners. Looks right. Now goes left to Mullins. Down low to Davis. He takes it on a dribble underneath. Gives to Bell. He goes up, and he's going to be at the line as Bell going up for a shot. Nice pass from the baseline by Davis back to Mike Bell. And he went up and was fouled on the play, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2. And Milt Newton gets charged for the 5th team foul against the Jayhawks with 8:47 to play. This will be Oklahoma's first appearance at the free throw line. Oklahoma, all of their big men play well underneath, both dribbling the ball and passing the ball. I think Oklahoma has one of the better passing teams among big men.
Mike Bell, only a 59% free throw shooter, missed the first. Bell's almost as good from the field as he is at the line, 57.5%. With most of his shots, of course, inside that 5-foot range. Next free throw is up and in for the Montgomery, Alabama senior. It's a 6-point Kansas lead. Having trouble getting it in as Maddox just beat the count to Newton. Now to Pritchard. Pritchard dribbling against Skeeter Henry on the wing in front of us. Out front, Maddox. Down low to Randall. Randall's shot blocked and put back up and in by Milt Newton. And Kansas has built it back up to an 8-point lead. Blaylock against the Jayhawks. 2-1-2 zone. Blaylock left side to Mullins. Sooners really pushed out. Now in the corner, deflected pass to Skeeter Henry. Back to Mullins. Over to Blaylock. He's at the free throw line. Back to Mullins. Doesn't shoot. Looks for Blaylock. Inside the bell. He turns. He shoots. He drew a foul. Missed the shot. Sooners got the ball now down the bell that time, and they did it by rotating the pass back and forth and finding a spot down the lane for the pass inside.
And as I mentioned before, if they get the ball inside and get those shots like that, I think Oklahoma's a better jumping team than Kansas. They're going to get fouled. They're going to put them in because they're so close to the bucket. Twice in a row now, Oklahoma's got it inside and gotten fouled on the in the act of shooting.
Jayhawks have shot 56% tonight because they are the number one shooting team in the conference in all games played. 53%, although in the conference they haven't shot as well, 48.5%. Bell at the line to shoot two where he was a moment ago, and he misses on the front side. He did the same thing last time and then got the second one to fall. 8:12 to play, first half. Kansas by 8, 28-20. Next one is up and in, so 2 points for Bell. And Maddox trying to get the ball inbounds, gets it to Berry, along the wing to Minor, who's come back in. Lincoln Minor almost throws it away. It is saved by Mike Maddox. Kevin Pritchard out for a rest. Maddox guarded by Davis. Now on the far side to Minor, and deflected pass comes to Berry. Berry in close for a shot. Off the glass, won't go. Tipped up. Back up goes Randall. And Randall is fouled by Skeeter Henry, who has picked up his third. And that hurts because Henry had supplied a little bit of help. In fact, more than a little bit, quite a bit of inspirational and defensive help. And Damon Patterson, who was just this week named to the second-team All-Big 8 Conference academic team, the sophomore from Kalamazoo, at 6'7", reports in for the 6'7" Skeeter Henry. Sooners have not reached the 1-1 yet. Kansas has been in since the 10-17 mark. We have 7:53 to play. Kansas leading Oklahoma 28-21 here in the first half. Mark Randall is perfect at the free throw line on 4 tries, and he hits the front side of the 1-1, so now he'll get the bonus shot. And Kansas at the line is down to 9 of 10, and this one rattles out and is tipped back out to Minor. Kansas gets the ball back on the miss. Randall with it on the left wing, dribbles once, cross-courts the ball to Berry. He throws it away, intended underneath for Freeman West. We get a timeout. 7:44 to play. Back in a moment after these local messages. Kansas leads Oklahoma 29-21.
Specialized job training is now available to you through Eastern Private Industry Council and Oklahoma State Tech in Okmulgee. If you're looking for a meaningful job for the future, specialized training in boat engine repair and vending machine repair is now available at no cost. For more information, call Oklahoma State Tech at 1-800-722-4471 toll-free and start working today for a better tomorrow.
Today's families want life insurance that's sensible and affordable. That's why so many families look to State Farm for life insurance that meets today's needs and tomorrow's goals. State Farm Life Insurance can protect your family's way of living while building financial security for your retirement years. For all the details, see one of your local State Farm agents. In Muskogee, see Larry Hoffman or Ray Kirk. Sensible, affordable protection for today's families. That's life insurance with State Farm Life.
Nobody said statistics always tell the story, but nobody said that they don't tell it a lot of the time. And they do right now, David. Kansas is at 10 of 20 for 50% from the field. The Sooners have hit only 8 of 24 field goal attempts for 33%. Jayhawks have outscored the Sooners 9-2 at the free throw line. And now, after Oklahoma controlled the rebounding early, Kansas has dominated. Kansas starting to get some big offensive rebounds. They've now got a 16-11 lead on the boards. And the one thing that's allowed Oklahoma maybe to stay within at least breathing range, the fact that they have forced 8 Kansas turnovers to 4 for the Sooners.
Oklahoma still needs to work on getting the ball inside and still working on blocking out for position. Keep their cool a little bit on the road.
Ball comes into Blaylock. Sooners are 5-2 in true road games, 4-1 on neutral courts this year. Blaylock brings the ball up. Bounce pass right wing to Mullins. Bob down to Bell. He's going to drive in the lane. Goes for the hoop, scores, and he's fouled on the play. And Mike Bell right now looks like that he can move inside off that dribble. And the foul against Kansas will officially put Oklahoma in the 1-1, although this will be just a one-shot shooting situation for Bell as he has gotten the basket and was fouled by Sean Alvarado. Mike Bell at the free throw line for his 5th attempt since coming in just about 3 minutes ago, and he gets this one to drop. He's got 5 early points, 29-24, 7:30 to play in the first half. Scooter Berry holding up one finger, brings it up. Sooners have gone into a zone. Out front, Berry with the ball, right side to Lincoln Minor. Oklahoma net pushed out 3-2 zone now. First time the Sooners in a zone after playing man early. Lincoln Minor to Berry. Looking inside to Milton Newton, who's working down on the low post. Freeman West up high. Berry back to Alvarado, who plays outside. Cross courts it in front of the Sooner bench, far side. Bringing it back up on the dribble is Lincoln Minor. Over to Scooter Berry. 7 minutes to play, first half. Alvarado with the basketball. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Down to Freeman West. Long pass over to Lincoln Minor. And he traveled with the ball out in the wing as he tried to drive off the dribble against Blaylock. Good defense by the Sooners, and they forced the turnover.
Oklahoma has gotten the ball inside the last 3 times in a row down the floor. 2 free shots and a free shot and a bucket by Bell. Let's see if they can do it again.
Blaylock working on a dribble against Minor. Up to Damon Patterson. Patterson driving. Bounces the pass down to Davis. He turns, shoots off the front of the rim. Shot no good. Lincoln Minor with the miss on the in-close shot by Davis. And here's Rick Berry, or rather not Rick, Scooter Berry, into the forecourt to Alvarado. Back to Scooter Berry. Don't they wish they had Rick Berry? Minor, left side to Milt Newton. Right in front of us to Freeman West. Out to Lincoln Minor, outside three-point range. Or in three-point range. Pass into the corner to Newton. He's going to shoot. His shot pops out, no good. Terrence Mullins, averaging 3.5 rebounds a game, comes down with it. Blaylock into the forecourt. No place to go. Loops it to Mullins. Off one dribble. He sends it to Patterson. He drives baseline. Looks behind him. Up high to Mullins. He leaps. He jumps for 3. Shot no good. Up for the rebound. The Jayhawks ball stolen by Blaylock. Put up no good. Rebounded to good underneath. We got a foul, and it's going to be against the Jayhawks, and looks like maybe Milton Newton came, or is it going to be Oklahoma? Nope. It's going to be against the Sooners, and it's going to be Damon Patterson picking up the foul, and that will be the Kalamazoo sophomores first. Blaylock did a good job of coming down with that rebound in a forest, but then he was caught so deep underneath the basket that he couldn't quite loop it up and get enough spin off the glass to drop it through.
The only thing he was trying to do there is maybe draw a foul. And, of course, Kansas, knowing he was under the rim so far, just left him alone, and the shot went errant.
Milt Newton, who is 4 of 5 at the free throw line, is now 5 of 6 as he gets his 9th point and moves Kansas back out to a 30-24 lead. Jayhawks have had a double-digit lead of 12 at one time. Sooners have never led in the first half. Here's Newton. Next free throw on the way on the bonus. It rattles in. He's in double digits with 10. 31-24. Trip 5's remaining. 5:55 left to play first half. Blaylock against Pritchard. Left side over to Mullins. Mullins looking for Davis. Up to Patterson. Out between the circles. Bounce pass to Blaylock. Playing in front of Bell now is Sean Alvarado. He's moved out in front of him. Hob underneath. Davis is free. Tries the backdoor. Goes up. Gives to Bell. Throws it up wildly. And he draws the foul. And again, Davis penetration underneath. He's been able to get the ball into Mike Bell. He was hammered by Sean Alvarado. But again, the Sooners have been able with some patience to find somebody, either Bell or Davis, down low. And Oklahoma right now playing better than when Stacey King was in there. And sometimes that'll happen. Right now, Bell seems to be the right chemistry.
It does seem to happen. And you'd hope some point in the year that the big guys could play well together when King's in the lineup with them. But it just seems when Stacey comes out, they play a little more fired up.
Bell hits the free throw. Now he's hit 3 in a row after missing 2 of his first 3. That's his 6th point. And he gets the 7th as this one drops. 31-26. 5:30 left to play. First half. Scooter Berry all the way into the corner just off to our left against the Sooner zone. Pushed out 3-2. Damon Patterson is up front in it with Mullins and Blaylock. Sooners tracking back in. Davis and Bell down near the baseline. Pritchard walking the ball on a dribble in front of the Sooner bench cross court. Back over to Berry. Back over to Pritchard. He'll send it into the corner to Lincoln Minor. Brings it out on the dribble on the wing. Looks for Randall. Now sends it to Scooter Berry. Berry backs it back out against Mullins. Shot clock down to 15 seconds. Berry back over on the far side to Kevin Pritchard. Pritchard to Scooter Berry. He pulls up, running jumper, and it was deflected on the shot by Mullins. Down with it comes Patterson. Mullins got up high to block that one. Here come the Sooners back. Blaylock looking inside, steps into three-point range and hits it. Second three-pointer from Mookie Blaylock, and the Sooners have gotten it back within two. They have been as close as one. 31-29. 4:40 remaining at Allen Fieldhouse in the first half. Sooners trying to open up a one-game lead over Missouri in the Big 8 conference race. Berry to Milt Newton, right side of the floor to Pritchard. He drives to the free throw line, sends a pass behind him to Berry. Berry goes right side on the wing, back up to Kevin Pritchard, turns, shoots a three-pointer, and hit it. Pritchard with a three-point shot. It's 34-29 with 4:15 remaining. Now Kansas in a 1-2-2 zone. They pushed Scooter Berry out a little more. Now they drop him back into 3-2. Mullins wants to send a long three-pointer homeward. It won't go. Davis with a rebound, puts it back up and in. William Davis out of Hutchinson Junior College gets his first points of the game, but he's been instrumental in setting up Bell for a bunch since he came on. Sooner lead back down, or rather the Kansas lead back down to 3. Berry at the top of the key left, behind him, hands the ball off to Newton. He sends a short pass to Kevin Pritchard. Bell stepped down on him. Now Mullins up on him. To the baseline to Newton, leans in, and a charge against Newton as he knocks over Mike Bell. Sooners are in the 1-1. They've already been in there. And with 3:37 to go, Oklahoma's going to get the basketball. We're going to get an official timeout for these network messages from Bush and Texaco.
There's no place on earth that I'd rather be than out in the open where it's all plain to see. It's gonna get done. It's up to you and to me. There's no place that I'd rather be. Head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Wherever you are, the Texaco star up ahead, it's there shining bright.
When more than your car needs filling up, check out a Texaco Food Mart. We have everything you need. Piping hot coffee, cold drinks, snacks, even the basics like bread and milk. And you can charge it all with your convenient Texaco credit card.
John Brooks along with David Garrett, our statistician here courtside at Allen Fieldhouse, Jim Pritchett, and in-studio producer Chuck Duett. Oklahoma trailing Kansas 34-31 with 3:37 to play first half. Sooners have scored 7 of the last 8 times they've had the basketball. On 6 of 8 of those appearances, John, it's been because of inside shots. They have 1 3-pointer and 1 miss after getting the ball down the floor 1 time. So the inside game is starting to work for Oklahoma, and they've climbed back in it. Kansas shooting 48% from the field, 11 of 23. The Sooners still only 35%. Sooners are 4 of 10 from three-point range. Kansas is out to turn the ball over on Oklahoma 10-4. The Sooners are 5 of 7 for the free throw line. Kansas 11 of 13, and Oklahoma's trying to climb back in rebounds. Kansas leading 18-15 on the board. Now to all of you, a special hello, and to Fletch Barry Fuller. Thanks a lot for reminding us that you used to be with Clear Channel, and a special hello to you too. All right. Time is back in, and Blaylock walks the ball up court with 3:33 to play. Sends a pass into the forecourt to Mullins. Kansas now has pushed out that zone with Pritchard back in there. Bounce pass to Bell. He's going to drive the baseline all the way in. Shoots the ball off to Davis, and he charged. Bell upended by Mike Maddox. Charges, and there was no doubt about that. Maddox had position, and Bell unwisely tried to go over him and dump the pass to Davis, and Mike Bell got called for the charge. Both teams in the 1-1, so the Sooners with a chance to cut it to 1, still trail by 3. Pritchard brings the ball up court. Both teams playing zone defense. David Patterson jumping out on Berry now. Drops back into the paint defensively, comes back out on Milt Newton as Newton passes the ball to Pritchard. Pritchard drives across the top of the key. Over to Newton, who will shoot for 3. It's an air ball into the hands of Davis. Outlet to Blaylock. Here comes Blaylock. He pulls up. He fires. He hits it. His foot was on the three-point line, so it's only a 2-pointer. Oklahoma's back within 1. 34-33 with 2:50 left to play. And for as poorly as the Sooners have played at times here in the first half, to be at this point on the road, they have to feel very fortunate. Newton, a short pass into the lane, intercepted, intended for Maddox, and intercepted by Mullins. Down the wing to Blaylock. Blaylock underneath, jump, the hook is up, pops out for Patterson. He puts it up and rolls out. Ball's loose and saved by William Davis. Sooners still with a chance to get their first lead. Damon Patterson, who missed twice inside. Back up to Blaylock. Blaylock right side to Mullins. Inside to Davis. He turns, goes to the hoop, got the bucket, and he's fouled on the play. And the Sooners have the lead for the first time here in the half with 2:19 remaining to play. Oklahoma moves in front 35-34. And William Davis will be at the free throw line where he's 78% on the year. The foul was called against Mark Randall. Ball just hung and hung and hung on the heel, and the Sooners got a roll and it dropped in. And now Davis' free throw is up and cleanly through, and Oklahoma leads 36-34. Here comes Kansas into the forecourt with 2:15 to play in the first half. Kevin Pritchard with the basketball. Kansas has not scored in over 2 minutes. Milt Newton in front of the Sooner bench. Short pass to Randall. He drives into the lane, pulls up. He's fouled from behind by Damon Patterson. Patterson picks up his second. Sooners have one player with 3. That's Skeeter Henry. Stacey King has not played since the midway part of the second half. But the Sooners have cut down a nearly 10-point deficit at that time and taken the lead. And Mike Bell has been a force inside and Blaylock outside. Mark Randall's free throw bounces off the front and the heel of the rim and drops in. He now has hit 6 of 7, which is way above his 62% at the line for the year. Next free throw is up and good. He's had 2 good games the last 2 games against Oklahoma State and Missouri. Game tied at 36. 2 minutes to play, first half. Blaylock against the Kansas zone. A lob pass into Patterson. Back to Blaylock on the wing, up to Mullins. Sends it back and threw it away. Mullins went up for the 3-point shot, was taken out of it, had to pass it off. Blaylock started back to defend defensively in case of a miss, and the ball sailed where he was standing and went out of bounds. So now Kansas has a chance to take the lead once more. Sooners in a 3-2 zone. Pritchard between the circles, top of the key, hit by Patterson, no foul called. Berry with the basketball, now looking right, now sends it in to Randall. Back over far side to Pritchard. He pulls up, sends it off to Maddox. Maddox a long pass back out front. Scooter Berry in the lane, trips and falls and travels with it as he leaned in and ran by 2 Sooners. Oklahoma was fortunate. Patterson should have been called for a foul for hacking Pritchard on the head, not by any intent, but just by accident. And then when Pritchard passed off, Patterson reached over and bumped him to the floor again. There were 2 opportunities for fouls to be called against Oklahoma. Instead, the Sooners get the ball. Less than 90 seconds to play first half. Blaylock into the forecourt. Lob alley-oop pass in the corner. Back to Blaylock from Patterson over to Mullins, looking down for Bell. Now to Patterson. He wants to shoot for 3 from the corner, and he got it. Damon Patterson, who's hit only 4 of 15 attempts before that one, gives Oklahoma its biggest lead. 39-36 with 60 seconds remaining to play here in the opening 20-minute session. Sooners by 3. Pritchard out near the center circle to Milt Newton. Newton with the basketball. Left side to Lincoln Minor. A bounce pass in the corner to Kevin Pritchard. Pritchard pulling up on the wing. Now to Mark Randall. Randall leaning in. Bounce pass behind his back. Intercepted by William Davis. To Patterson, to Blaylock. Long pass down court to Mike Bell. He's to the hoop. He got the layup. Bell off a pass by Mookie Blaylock. And the Sooners lead by 5 with a half a minute remaining to play. And what a comeback from 12 points down on the road by Oklahoma as Kansas wants to go for the final shot. Kevin Pritchard holding the ball up in the upper left corner. 41-36 Sooners. Oklahoma very fortunate to be in this position here in Lawrence this evening. Newton up to Pritchard. Top of the key. Back to Newton. Got Bell in the air. Steps into 2-point range. Shoots and scores with 3 seconds to go. And time is going to expire before Mullins can get a shot off just after the buzzer at the opposite end. We're going to take a 30-second network timeout for Uniroyal and be back before our regular halftime break. Back in 30 after this from the Uniroyal.
Don't let Old Man Winter get get you with worn, slick tires. Stop by and see your Oklahoma Independent Uniroyal dealer. Let him show you his complete line of Uniroyal Tiger Paw radials for your car and his line of Uniroyal Laredos for your pickups, vans, and campers. You can always depend on your Uniroyal dealer to give you top quality tires and automotive service, not to mention the friendliest service in town. Check out your Oklahoma Independent Uniroyal dealer today.
Both teams have left the floor here at Allen Fieldhouse. It is halftime as Oklahoma tries to improve their Big 8 Conference record to 8-1 and get a one-game lead on Missouri. Kansas trying to end a 5-game losing string. It's the intermission. We'll be back with our halftime show in a moment. The score, Oklahoma 41, Kansas 38.
We've been looking forward to this for a while. Well, we finally
Missouri. And the fans are going wild. Wild for Post Raisin Bran. Because Post, the one with those super big, super plump, super juicy all-stars, the California Raisins. That's right, folks. Post Raisin Bran's Big Raisin Taste is scoring big points for the whole family. So if you want to kick off your day in a big way, kick it off with a Super Bowl of Post Raisin Bran with the California Raisins. Because big raisins make a big difference.
This is our first real dinner alone in 25 years.
Can you believe it? Our youngest in college.
I'll miss him.
Well, at least I'll have the car to myself.
Honey.
As your life changes, your insurance program should too. And that means it's time for a friendly review with a Farmers Insurance group of companies.
I think we'll be making a lot of changes.
You mean maybe you'll wash and I'll drive?
One step at a time.
America can depend on farmers.
In Muskogee, see Wayne Buck at 930 North York. Call 687-5496. Looking for a new car you can get into without shelling out a lot of cash? Then you're looking for the 88 Daihatsu closeout deal at Murray's Nissan Daihatsu in Muskogee. Here's their limited time offer. Come in and pick out one of Murray's 88 Daihatsu, Japan's newest luxury small car. You'll obviously save money on the deal. In addition, there's no down payment, and Murray's will even pay for the tag and tax. That's a deal you can't beat, but it's for a limited time only on the 88 Daihatsu closeout at Murray's Nissan Daihatsu, 841 North Main in Muskogee.
Hi again, everybody. This is John Brooks along with David Garrett. It is halftime at Allen Fieldhouse in Oklahoma. Leads the Jayhawks by a count of 41-38. David, it is nice to see Oklahoma. Obviously, if you're an Oklahoma fan, it's nice to see Oklahoma up by 3 at the intermission. But you really have to wonder how many times the Sooners can dodge those bullets of getting down against a quality team. Not that Kansas is in that category this year because they are hurting injury-wise. They don't have that much depth and really that many people on the roster right now. And they're not the same team they were last year, obviously, with Danny Manning. But they're not a bad basketball team. This is a tough place to play, even though they've lost 3 games in a row here. And when you get down by 12, you just wonder, can you come back? Sooners kept their composure, finally got into sync, and chipped away and got back and got the lead. But, boy, you wonder as you hit this stage of the season, you've got to get out of that syndrome of playing bad in the first 4 minutes, and the Sooners have been in that now for about the last half dozen games.
Somebody asked Billy on his call-in show earlier this week, Coach, why don't you just come out and start shooting three-pointers from the start? Just start raining it on them. Well, you see what happens. You don't hit too many of those. Oklahoma really started to be more dominant in this ball game when they got the ball inside. During that stretch, Oklahoma started at 8:47, and that's really when Bell came into the ball game and King went out. From 8:47 down to about the 2-minute mark, 6 out of the 9 times the Sooners brought the ball down the floor, they put it inside and got some kind of points out of it. And you add a Patterson three-pointer to that, another Blaylock three-pointer to that, and then Oklahoma gets back on top and gets the lead. So I really think their bread and butter is getting the ball inside against this team. They're a better jumping team than Kansas is, better quickness inside, and obviously it opened up some lanes for better three-point shots around the perimeter. So I really think that's the key. Get the ball inside. They're not having to force it in there, if you'll notice. They got it in fairly easy and then take it to the hoop. Bell's been able to do that better than King this ball game. All right,
we'll have more. Oklahoma leads 41-38 over Kansas. A look at the first half statistically as our halftime show continues after this for Texaco and State Farm.
Wherever you are, trust a Texaco star up ahead. It's there shining bright.
Up ahead, there's a Texaco Star Station with all the products and services you need. Powerful super unleaded gasoline, Haviland Superior grade motor oil, even a pool part, a car wash, and the friendly attitude you've come to trust at your Texaco station.
State Farm is there in Oklahoma to help you keep up with all your changing needs. That's what State Farm's Family Insurance Checkup is all about. Keeping in touch to help you keep up with all your changing insurance needs. Auto, home, life, and health. The advice is free, and the decisions are yours. From Blackwell to Ardmore, State Farm agents are there to help you keep up to date.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
In the first half, Kansas had 25 field goal attempts and down 12 for 48%. Again, the Sooners had 37 attempts, and they got 15 to fall. Oklahoma didn't shoot as well, but again, the Sooners had 3 more field goals because they had 12 more field goal attempts, and they were able to stay even with Kansas on the backboards at 18 apiece. And neither one of these teams really have been very dominating rebounding teams against opposition. In fact, virtually even with their opposition so far this year, and they're even in this game, 18 rebounds apiece. 48% from the field for Kansas, 41% for Oklahoma. Kansas had 15 free throws in the first half and hit 13. Sooners were 6 of 8 at the free throw line. Oklahoma had 6 turnovers, and the most important thing was the Sooners had 4 turnovers in the first 3 minutes, and then only had 2 in the final 17 minutes of play. Kansas, on the other hand, a team that's averaging 16 turnovers a game, had only 13, or I should not say had only, but did have 13 turnovers in the first half. From three-point range, while Oklahoma got back in the game inside, the Sooners still shot well from three-point range. They were 5 of 11, and Kansas was 1 of 2. We're going to pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Sooner Basketball Network.
You're tuned to your place for sports. Regional Radio, Quick 97, KKWK, KLUE, Muskogee.
We're coming to you tonight over the fiber optic lines of American Communications, which is the business long-distance company. In Oklahoma City, you can call 232-2244. The Sooners leading Kansas at halftime, 41-38. John and I will be back after this 1-minute local timeout.
This time of year, car dealers make all kinds of great offers on new cars. And your Muskogee Federal Credit Union can make it even better with a new car loan. The credit union can finance your new 88 or 89 car at 10.25%. A great low rate if you've looked around at all. And they'll finance up to 100% of the cost if you like. That means no cash out of your pocket. Now there's an even better reason to go out and look over all those new car deals with the Federal Credit Union's 10.25% total financing offer from your Muskogee Federal Credit Union, 1910 West Shawnee, member NCUA. With a new name comes a new commitment to Muskogee. The new name is Owens Brockway Glass, and they're excited about their future in Muskogee. They've served the Muskogee area for over 40 years, and now more than ever, they urge you to buy glass whenever possible. They're also renewing their efforts on glass recycling. You know about can recycling, but glass can also be recycled. Just bring it to the swap building at 514 Fond du Lac and make some money while helping clean up the landscape. Your hardworking friends and neighbors at Owens Brockway Glass remind you to buy glass as they continue to serve the Muskogee area.
Kansas led by Mark Randall's 13 points, and he had a harvest at the free throw line where he had 7 of those, along with 3 baskets for the 13 points for Randall. 12 points for Milt Newton, who has been in a shooting slump over the last 4 games, but has warmed up against the Sooners. He had 3 field goals, including the opening basket of the game, and he had 6 free throws on 7 tries at the line. Just under double digits is Kevin Pritchard, the Tulsa Edison Jr., with 9 points for Kansas, and the other 4 points, 2 each from Lincoln Minor, and Oklahoma City, Putnam City North sophomore Mike Medet. The Sooners are led by Mookie Blaylock's 10 points. That assures Blaylock of 25 straight games in double figures, but Mike Bell in for Stacey King in the final 9 minutes of the first half, comes up with a point a minute and has has 9 points as he picks up 2 baskets and 5 free throws. Also with 6 points is Stacey King and Terrence Mullins, and William Davis in off the bench. He and Bell working together and assisting each other underneath and freeing each other for buckets and free throw tries. Davis had 2 baskets and a free throw for 5 points. Damon Patterson had a 3-point shot for his point, and Andre Wiley had a bucket for the other 2 points that total it out to 41 for Oklahoma, and 38 again for Kansas, before a crowd of 15,600 as Allen Fieldhouse sold out for the 4th consecutive year. Again, rebounding is even at 18 each. Milt Newton with 6 rebounds tops Kansas, and Oklahoma's best rebounders are Stacey King, Mookie Blaylock, and William Davis, each with 4 apiece. There have been 3 Sooner steals. Blaylock, the nation's leader, does not have one. Mullins, Henry, and Davis do. 2 steals for Mike Maddox, the only 2 steals for Kansas. In the assist department, the best on the floor is Blaylock with 5. 2 block shots for Oklahoma's Mike Bell, and that ties him now with Stacey King for the team lead with 45 blocks for the season. We've got more with Oklahoma up 41-38 over Kansas at halftime, including a look at the Big 8 conference race. But right now, this 60-second local timeout.
State Farm is there to show you just where you stand on your family insurance. Car, home, life, and health, your local State Farm agents will be happy to review your current insurance and give your family an insurance checkup. The advice is free, and the decisions are yours. And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call one of your local State Farm agents today. In Muskogee, call Dave Dixon, Paul Weatherby, or Tom Yaden.
Hi, folks. Jack Clark here, General Manager of Don Carlson Honda in Muskogee. Here's a few facts about the Honda 4-door Accord. 1983, Car and Driver 10 Best List. 1984, Car and Driver 10 Best List. 1985, 1986, and 1987, Car and Driver 10 Best List. 1988, Car and Driver 10 Best List. Folks, there's a pattern here somewhere, starting as low as $12,998 at Don Carlson Honda in Muskogee.
Here's the way the Big 8 Conference looks after last night's action. Iowa State knocked off third-ranked Missouri 82-75. Nebraska was a 77-75 winner over Oklahoma State. In addition to this game tonight, Colorado is hosting Kansas State. And I don't have any kind of a score in that game, but hopefully we will get one and pass it on to you as soon as possible. The standings look this way. Oklahoma is 7-1 with a half-game lead over Missouri at 7-2. Oklahoma State is in third at 6-3, followed by Kansas State rounding out the first division with a mark of 5-4. Then comes Kansas and Iowa State tied at 3-6. Nebraska and Colorado are tied for 7th at 2-7. Coming up next in Big 8 Conference action on Saturday, Oklahoma, of course, will have an afternoon game at Colorado. Airtime will be 12:35 Oklahoma time for the Billy Tubbs Show. Oklahoma State will be at Iowa State, and Kansas will have a non-conference game against Duke. And on Sunday, one conference game, Nebraska at Missouri, a non-conference battle, Kansas State at Wichita. That's going to wrap it up for our halftime show. We're ready to go with the start of the second half when we return in 2 minutes with the score. Oklahoma 41, Kansas 38.
So much in common. People who take pride in their jobs and their communities. People who cherish and nourish those enduring values of integrity, friendship, and honest work. With the strength of $1 billion in assets and the confidence of 75,000 customers, Heartland Federal makes a simple promise: to provide genuine value and superior service with care for each customer's unique needs. Heartland Federal. Value, service, performance. Member FSLIC.
Oh, it wasn't just when Bernie decided to retire that Joe Baker knew what to do. Joe's been our farmer's agent for 19 years, Joe keeps in contact with Bernie and me. He's given us the kind of protection that gives us peace of mind.
For over 60 years, the hard-working professionals with the Farmers Insurance Group of companies have been helping millions of people get the best insurance protection for their homes, autos, and lives. America can depend on farmers.
In Muskogee, see Marvin Schmidt at 617 East Side Boulevard. Call 682-0795.
Now is the time to consider buying your dream home with financing from Commercial Bank and Trust Company. Low cost, low interest, bond money is now available from the real estate department located on the 4th floor at Commercial Bank and Trust. Call Peggy, Pat, or Reba at 687-6321 today. Your new house is a real possibility during 1989. Commercial Bank and Trust Company, an equal housing opportunity lender. Member FDIC.
Hi again, everybody. This is John Brooks along with David Garrett, and we're ready to go with the start of the second half. Oklahoma leading Kansas by a count of 41-38, and the Jayhawks will have Mark Randall, Milt Newton, Kevin Pritchard, Mike Maddox, and Scooter Berry on the floor to start the second half. Oklahoma will start Stacey King, Terrence Mullins, and Mookie Blaylock from the starting five that began the game, but William Davis and Damon Patterson will both be in there. Oklahoma will have the ball to begin the half, and they'll shoot in the forecourt directly in front of us as we're lined up right at the Sooner free throw line. And Mullins has trouble getting the ball in the backcourt, but gets it into Damon Patterson, who drives around Milt Newton, brings it into the paint, takes it in, and charges on the play. And Oklahoma starts the second half just like they did the first, out of control.
Still want to see if Stacey King plays a typical Stacey King fired up second half. You know, he's had some bad first halves some this year, and has always played well in the second half. Let's see if he stays in form.
Well, Iowa State on the road has won. Really, last Sunday against Arizona was almost won. Here's Milt Newton into Randall at the opposite end for a shot that's off the front of the rim by Randall. The miss pulled down by Patterson. Back comes Mullins on the dribble. Top of the key, looks behind him. Short pass to Blaylock. He's guarded by Scooter Berry. Kansas and Oklahoma both starting in a man-to-man early. Davis inside's going to work inside and makes the move and scores against Mike Maddox as Davis with that patented scoop lay-in forces himself inside, and underneath Randall puts a shot up and misses at the opposite end and is fouled by Stacey King. King's first foul of the game, as Kansas did a good job in getting it down and spotting Randall in the lane, and Randall will be at the line now to shoot with 41 seconds played in the half.
The last time Kansas had the ball down on offense, they took a shot, and 5 Oklahoma Sooners were underneath the bucket to try to get the rebound. Billy didn't send anyone out for the break that time. They were looking more for the defensive rebound than they were for maybe picking up a fast break.
Randall opens the second half with Kansas' first point. And Mark Randall now is 8 of 9 at the free throw line for the game. And again, he's only a 62% shooter there for the season, but way above that tonight and stays there 90% for the evening at the line as he hits the second. It's a 3-point Oklahoma lead. Blaylock into the forecourt around 3 players, jumps the ball down to King. Gets it back now, in trouble. He turns, forces a shot, misses it. Down with it comes Pritchard after King almost traveled with it. Probably didn't get called. Pritchard to Maddox. Maddox underneath to Randall for a layup. And Mark Randall with the bucket, and King got beat again, and Stacey's not on the floor right now. 43-42, little over a minute played. And now Kansas goes into a zone. After playing man twice, Blaylock passes a 3-pointer up. Down low, Stacey back to the basket. Back to Mullins in front of us for 3. It's off the front of the rim. And Scooter Berry flies in for the rebound. Kansas with a chance for the lead. Milt Newton on a baseline drive and a backdoor layup, and he's fouled on the play. And Oklahoma has come out, quite frankly, David, with their feet mired in some wet mud called concrete.
Stuck in the middle of that Kansas prairie somewhere, it seems.
Foul was against William Davis, his second. Stacey King is coming out with only 6 points. Mike Bell is coming back in. And Billy's over there talking to him and is not happy with him. And I think that is being put in mild terms by saying that he isn't happy. He's very disgusted. Milt Newton hits the free throw. Newton's 13th point. Newton now is 7 of 8. Well, I'll tell you what, even All-Americas can struggle on certain evenings, and that's happening to Stacey right now. Second free throw bounces off the rim, no good. And a foul against Kansas' Mike Maddox as he was knocked down by William Davis, but Maddox called for the foul before he hit the hardwood. after the miss by Milt Newton. Sooners will have the basketball. Game is tied at 43. And Maddox will lead the lineup, and 6'10" Sean Alvarado replaces the 6'7" sophomore. Game's been tied twice. Thank you. Into the forecourt comes Blaylock. Left side to Mullins. Top of the circle, and two passes to Blaylock from Patterson. Back to Mullins. He's at the free throw line. Leans, forces a shot, and got it to go. Mullins under pressure puts the jumper in for his 7th and 8th point. Oklahoma with the lead again. 45-43, and now the Sooners playing zone, 3-2 style. Berry on the wing to Newton. Looks left, now passes to Pritchard. He's 3 for 3, and it pops out no good, and tipped back up into the hands of Alvarado. Off of Mike Bell's hands, so Kansas gets a second crack at it again. After a three-point miss, and Alvarado in the paint for a line drive shot, no good. Newton with the rebound, puts it up, and rolls off the front of the rim. Damon Patterson has picked up his 4th foul. Patterson draws his 4th personal with 17:50 remaining to play in the game. And that will bring Skeeter Henry, the Grand Prairie Junior, who's got 3 fouls himself, back in for Damon Patterson. And Milt Newton will be at the free throw line where he split 2 a moment ago.
Kansas doesn't waste a lot of time getting the ball back to the bucket underneath. Not a lot of pump fakes, etc. They just put it back up so quick, and it's difficult for Oklahoma not to foul.
Newton hits the free throw. He has 2 coming. And the Jayhawks red hot at the line, 17 of 20. For the year, they're a 70% free throw shooting team, and the second one bounces all around the rim. Goes off no good. Davis comes down with a rebound. To Mullins. He's got a lob to Bell for a great stuff. Buddy Christmas. Mike Bell off the lob. Off the wing from Mullins. Jams it home for a 3-point 47-44 lead with 17 and a half minutes to go. Newton in the corner against the Oklahoma zone. And a jump pass tipped away. Intercepted. Mike Bell down court and in the backcourt. Sooners had a fast break taken away on a foul in the backcourt by Scooter Berry, his 2nd personal.
In the dictionary, that last Sooner play is called an alley-oop, run just to perfection.
47-44, Oklahoma by 3. Mark Randall now leaves the lineup, and in for him comes 6'5" Freeman West for the 6'9" Randall. Blaylock a pass right wing side to Scooter Henry. Up to Mullins. Reverses to Blaylock. A shot on the way in front of us. It's off the heel, no good. And Blaylock hustles for a floor rebound. To Mullins. Inside to William Davis from Skeeter Henry, no good. Loose ball underneath. Bell up with it. And nice hustle underneath by Mike Bell as the out-muscled 3 Kansas defenders got the ball, went back up, and has drawn a personal foul. And for the Jayhawks, it will be their 3rd here in the second half. And for Kansas, Sean Alvarado, it is his 3rd of the game, and puts Mike Bell at the free throw line, where he was 5 of 7 in the first half. Now he is 6 of 8 as he hits his first. 12 points for Bell. So having his best game in some time. And Bell's next win is up and in. He's got a baker's dozen, and the Sooners equal their biggest lead of 5 points. Now at 49-44. And for Mike Bell, it is his Big 8 conference career high. Newton with the basketball to Berry against the Sooners zone, right wing side to Pritchard. Oklahoma packed in a 1-2-2. Now the ball in the lane and dumped over to Newton. He shoots for 3 and scores. Milt Newton with a 3-pointer. His first 3-point shot to fall, and an alley-oop down court pass by Blaylock, intercepted and finished for Bell. Back comes Freeman West with Kansas with a chance to tie or take the lead. Sooners in front, 49-47. 16:36 to play. Berry to Newton. Newton taking a pass left and right. Still with it. Now back up to Scooter Berry. 3-2 Sooner zone. Berry drives in the lane, takes it all the way in. Shot was blocked by William Davis. Down with the miss comes Skeeter Henry. Henry to half court to William Davis. Dribbles it into the forecourt. Now hands the ball back to Skeeter Henry to Terrence Mullins. Mullins, one dribble near the Sooner bench and a short pass to Skeeter Henry. Up to Blaylock. Round the rim to Mullins. Man-to-man defense away from the play. We got an elbow call, and it's going to be against Oklahoma's William Davis. Davis has drawn his 3rd, and the Sooners have 5 as a team here in the second half. Oklahoma with a chance to extend a 2-point lead. Now have to go back on defense. Scooter Berry leaves the lineup at a guard spot. Lincoln Minor replaces him. Size-wise, 6'3" for 6'4". Freeman West bounces the ball into Kevin Pritchard. 4 minutes played in the second half. Pritchard through the center circle. Right wing side to Minor. Lincoln Minor with the basketball. Now down to the baseline to Milt Newton. Newton jump passes it back out front to Pritchard. He's got it in the lane. West got Henry off his feet. Misses a shot and a foul called. And William Davis now has 4. 3 of them here in the second half. And the Sooners have both Davis and Patterson with 4 personal fouls with still 15:49 to play. Oklahoma's position inside takes a little bit different look now. Stacey King's coming back in.
Well, it's always good to look to your bench and see, well, who are we going to send in for Davis or maybe even Patterson? Oh, there's Stacey King on the bench. Let's put him in. Maybe Stacey can come off fired up this time.
I would suspect that we will see the true Stacey King maybe from this point on. Sooners better hope so, as Freeman West free throw attempt rattles down and then pops out no good, so he still looks for his first point. He's 62.5% at the line. His free throw is up and in. He's been in a 5-game slump as is late during this Kansas losing trend. Timeout on the floor. 15:49 to play in the game. Back in a moment. Oklahoma 49, Kansas 48.
In 4 years, we've moved 3 times and haven't even left the city. One thing's been easy every time, our insurance. We're with Farmers Insurance Group of companies. Of course, our family's grown and we've added the Jeep, a boat, but we've always gotten great service from our Farmers agent. She's someone I can really trust.
Being an agent with the Farmers Insurance Group of companies means so much more than marketing insurance. That's why America can depend on farmers.
In Muskogee, see Gary Patrick at 702 South 32nd. Call 683-0801. With a new name comes a new commitment to Muskogee. The new name is Owens Brockway Glass, and they're excited about their future in Muskogee. They've served the Muskogee area for over 40 years, and now more than ever, they urge you to buy glass whenever possible. They're also renewing their efforts on glass recycling. You know about can recycling, but glass can also be recycled. Just bring it to the swap building at 514 Fond du Lac and make some money while helping clean up the landscape. Your hardworking friends and neighbors at Owens Brockway Glass remind you to buy glass as they continue to serve the Muskogee area.
We've got 15:49 remaining to play, and we'll have more of our play-by-play broadcast after a 30-second network timeout for State Farm.
Here's another reason Oklahoma families feel better with State Farm homeowners insurance. Homeowners who have been with State Farm over 3 years are getting a discount. So if you've been with State Farm over 3 years, check your premium notice. If you don't have State Farm homeowners insurance and you want to be with someone who's always looking for ways to help you save, call a State Farm agent now.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Kansas is shooting only 45% from the field, but the Sooners are hitting only 41%. Oklahoma's had 13 more field goal attempts. They've got 4 more field goals. Blaylock brings the ball up court. Into the forecourt comes Blaylock, working against Pritchard. Now man-to-man defense. The ball right wing side. To Mullins, to Skeeter Henry. Short pass in front of us to Blaylock. Up to Mullins. Reverse it to Henry. Inside to King, and Maddox got caught for pushing. Mike Maddox has picked up his 4th foul for the Jayhawks. Maddox starting for Kansas tonight in place of the injured Sean Alvarado, who has been in the game but is playing with a stress fracture of the right tibia. Mark Randall will come back in now for Maddox. And the Sooners have the ball inbounds on a lob to Stacey King. Up to the top, a 3-pointer on the way by Mullins. It rims out, no good. Tipped around, and comes back to Skeeter Henry. Henry dribbles once, pulls up, short jumper up and in. At the baseline left. Skeeter Henry's first points of the game. 51-48 Sooners. Pritchard into the forecourt, off to our far right. Oklahoma playing a pushed out 3-2 zone. Minor in between the circles, upper left side to Pritchard. A dribble and a cross-court pass in the corner, Newton. Back up to Minor. He's at the top of the key. Right side to Newton. Newton with King out on him. Back up to Lincoln Minor. He's into the lane. He's going to pull up. He dumps it in short. West puts up a shot and scores. Freeman West with his first basket. 10-footer in the lane. Blaylock's got it right back down with a 1-point Oklahoma lead. Skeeter Henry calling for it. Now the Sooners change as their offense as Kansas drops back into a zone, switching defenses. Blaylock with Newton off his feet, doesn't shoot. Gives to Skeeter Henry. Back to Blaylock. High post pass to King. Back over to Mullins. Mullins, two-handed pass to Blaylock. He drives, pulls up, leans in, off the glass, scores. Lean-in jumper off the glass for Moogie Blaylock. And the lead back to 3 with 14:20 to go. Top-ranked Oklahoma 53, Kansas 50. A rematch of the national title game last year in Norman earlier. The Sooners beat Kansas 123-95 this season. In the corner and back up, Minor on a pass from Milt Newton. Minor with a basketball at the free throw line. Pass right side to Freeman West. A long lob cross court to Newton. He's in the corner, double clutches, shoots off the heel, no good. Minor with the rebound in close, pumps twice, shoots off the glass and scores. Lincoln Minor with a big offensive rebound and the bucket. Brings it back to 1. And right back comes Moogie Blaylock to set the offense on the lob into Henry. Can't get it into King. Blaylock, right side to Mullins. Mullins with the basketball, a lob down deep. He forced it inside, intercepted by Randall. Tried to force it inside the King. Gotta have patience. And the Kansas crowd now up on their feet, trying to get the Jayhawks to take the lead. Lincoln Minor out near the center circle. Dribbles top of the key. Sends a pass right wing side to Newton. Looks inside. Now got it to Randall. He turns. He shoots. We got a foul against Oklahoma's Skeeter Henry. And it will be Henry's fourth. And the Sooners suddenly have 3 players with 4 fouls each. Kansas has Mike Maddox with 4. And that is the 7th foul against Oklahoma. It puts Kansas into a 1-1 with 13 minutes and 18 seconds still to go in the game. And the Jayhawks have fouled the Sooners just 4 times here in the second half. Mark Randall, who is 9 of 10, goes 10 of 11 with the free throw and ties the game at 53. Boy, is Randall having a free throw shooting evening. And misses this when it tipped up, rolls off no good. Off the hands of 3 Kansas players, back to Randall. He puts it up, it spins around and goes in. Randall with 20 points. Sooners trail by 2. Blaylock into the forecourt, being chased by Lincoln Minor. Pass over to Mullins. It is a deafening roar here at Allen Fieldhouse. Skeeter Henry back up to Mullins. Mullins underneath to King. He leans in, shoots the ball, hangs and drops in. Stacey King gets a little turnaround jump hook in close for his first point since midway of the first half. Berry with the basketball to Minor. The game is tied at 55. Shooter Berry back to Lincoln Minor. Top of the key. Free throw line. Sends it right from the corner. Jumper's home. Milt Newton with a 2-pointer. Had his foot on the 3-point line. Back into the lead goes Kansas. Blaylock sends a pass to Skeeter Henry. Henry driving into the paint. Takes it in. Dumps it off. We got a foul in the lane. And it's going to be against Milt Newton. Newton charged with his second personal. Newton has averaged 12 points in his career against Oklahoma, has 19 tonight. Randall has 20 to lead Kansas. Sooners are topped by Mike Bell's 13, Blaylock 12. Skeeter Henry comes out of the lineup for Oklahoma. Tyrone Jones reports to him and takes a pass and gives it to Terrence Mullins over to Blaylock. A 3-pointer on the way, off the front of the rim, up high for the rebound. Is Freeman West to Scooter Berry, and a pass almost intercepted at half court by Terrence Mullins. He broke it up. Kansas leads 57-55 with 12:07 remaining to play in the game. As we are live from boisterous Allen Fieldhouse on the campus of the University of Kansas. Sooners in a 3-2 zone. Tyrone Jones in the middle up front. King and Bell are down on the baseline and working off of the paint. Freeman West cross courts to Minor. Minor around Mullins, pulls up, dumps it underneath. Randall shot blocked by Bell, and they're going to call goaltending. I thought it was a good block. Ron Fittler saw it otherwise. Time out on the floor. Kansas gets a bucket. They've got the lead. We're back in a moment with 11:46 to play. It is Kansas 59, Oklahoma 55.
Today's families want life insurance that's sensible and affordable. That's why so many families look to State Farm for life insurance that meets today's needs and tomorrow's goals. State Farm Life Insurance can protect your family's way of living while building financial security for your retirement years. For all the details, see one of your local State Farm agents. In Muskogee, see Larry Hoffman or Ray Kirk. Sensible, affordable protection for today's families. That's life insurance the State Farm way. The Muskogee office of the Eastern Private Industry Council is offering specialized training for those interested in learning basic computer skills or those seeking secretarial training, quality job training at no cost. For more information on the basic computer and secretarial job training offer, call Eastern Private Industry Council in Muskogee at 683-8553. Start training now for a better paying job in the future.
Kansas is 48%, just a bucket under 50 for the evening, 19 of 40. The Sooners still struggling, are 43% from the line, 21 of 49.
We're coming to you tonight over the fiber optic lines of American Communications, the business long-distance company in Oklahoma City. Call 232-2244.
And that's 21 of 49 from the field, obviously, rather than 21 of 49 from the line.
Although it seems like that, Kansas has shot so many free throws tonight.
Kansas is 19 of 25 at the free throw line, 76%. Oklahoma has hit 8 of their 10 tries. Rebounding, Kansas with a 3-rebound edge, 28 to 25. Time back in, Stacey King, Mookie Blaylock, Tyrone Jones, Terrence Mullins, and Mike Bell for Oklahoma. Lincoln Minor, Freeman West, Mark Randall, Milt Newton, and Scooter Berry for Kansas. And Oklahoma into the forecourt with Terrence Mullins. Pushed out by the zone, sends it to Blaylock, to Tyrone Jones, passes up a three-pointer, sends a pass out front, it's knocked away, intercepted by Newton, he's all the way down court for a tuck. Milt Newton with a steal and a two-handed jam as Tyrone Jones threw the ball away. Kansas by 6. Here's Mike Bell driving in for a shot. He scores, and he's fouled on the play. Mike Bell got free at the baseline, drove, hit a short layup, and drew a foul. He'll be back up there with a chance for the old-fashioned three-pointer. And has a chance to get Oklahoma back within 3. 5th foul against Kansas, and it was whistled against Mark Randall. Free throw is up off the front of the rim, and Tyrone Jones had the ball, and he's fouled on the play. Tyrone came down with a missed free throw by Mike Bell and was fouled by Milt Newton. And now the Sooners get a couple of bounces their way as Oklahoma is put into the 1-1 with 11 minutes and 16 seconds to play in the game. Sooners move into the bonus. 4th foul against Milt Newton. Kansas with 2 players with 4 fouls. Sooners with 3. Oklahoma's best free throw shooter, Tyrone Jones, 62 of 77 for the season, 80%, is looking for his first point of the game. And it's on the front side of the bonus, and it is up and in. So Stretch gets his first point and cuts it to a 61-58 Kansas lead. Chance to get it back within 2. And he does. And into the lineup for Kansas before play resumes after the free throw. Kevin Pritchard replaces Mike Maddox, who was back in there playing with 4 fouls. Mark Randall will inbound, full court Oklahoma pressure. Short pass into Pritchard. Looks, he's trapped by King and Blaylock. Loops it to Randall. Half-court pass, Scooter Berry, trapped by Tyrone Jones, gets free. Down the wing, takes it all the way in, slides out of bounds. And Tyrone Jones is called for a hip check. Oh, I thought I was calling hockey again for a moment. Stretch Jones picks up the foul, his second. As we begin to make a bead on reaching the halfway mark of the second half, number 1 ranked Oklahoma on the road this week at Kansas tonight at Colorado Saturday afternoon.
The Sooners need some icing right now. They need to get the puck down the floor very fast.
Exactly.
And through both lanes.
Scooter Berry's free throw pops out, no good. Mike Bell with a miss as Berry was looking for his first point. Blaylock into the forecourt, trying to get the game tied. A jump past the King. He's in close, goes up, and is fouled on the play by Freeman West. Stacey King will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. If he hits them both,
he will have reached double figures for the 48th consecutive game.
It's working again, John. Sooners need to get it inside. Mike Bell's had some magic underneath there here in the second half. Let's see if they can go to the consistent type bucket. And Stacey King needs to hit the free shots because he's going to be hammered here.
He's got the first one home for his 9th point. 69% on the year. Now Lincoln Minor at 6'3" leads. Mike Maddox at 6'7" back in for Kansas. Kansas next game at Duke on Saturday. Sooners at Colorado Saturday. Free throw skips all the way around the rim and drops in for King. He's got 10 points. Game tied. West, a pass timeline to Pritchard. Sets up the Kansas offense. Oklahoma's gone back into a man-to-man defense. 10:49 to go. Maddox with Bell playing way off of him. Now Randall out front. Over to Pritchard. Maddox calling for it down low. Berry drives in. Short pass to Maddox. His shot is up. It's too far. Down with a rebound is Stacey King. Hands the ball off and back up court. Mullins will give to Blaylock. Blaylock back to Mullins on the right side. Directing traffic. Now up to Tyrone Jones. Looks into the lane. Double low post. Now up comes King. He's bumped from behind by Mark Randall. King's going back to the free throw line to shoot as Mark Randall, the 6'9" sophomore from Englewood, Colorado, has just drawn his 3rd foul for the Jayhawks with 10:24 remaining to play.
Billy Tubbs has been concerned about the hustle of Bell. Guess who was the first player down the floor on that break? Bell was open underneath and shoving around. And do you realize that Stacey King and Mike Bell are in the lineup at the same time, running a very strong double low post on occasion?
And one of the few times they've really ended up being in there at the same time. King gives the Sooners the lead as he hits his 3rd free throw within the last few seconds. You know, Oklahoma's not had use of Tony Martin tonight. Bothered with a foot injury, has not played. 2nd free throw skips around for King, and that one drops in. And Oklahoma has the lead back after being down by 4. 63-61. Randall in the backcourt. Nobody to help him. Pritchard had to come back and get the basketball. Now he's Smith. Almost throws it away. Gives a pass to Scooter Berry. Back up to Pritchard. He's out near the center line. Dribbling and passes right side to Alvarado, who's checked in. Up to Mark Randall. 2 big guys in now for the Jayhawks. Randall and Alvarado. Alvarado calling for it down low. But he gives it back up to Pritchard. Randall did. Back over to Randall out on the wing. King dropped off of him. To Freeman West and right side to Scooter Berry. Up to Randall. Shot clock at 10 seconds. Pritchard left of the lane. Up to Alvarado. Shot clock at 6 seconds. Scooter Berry looks. Now fires a 3-pointer and hit it. Just as the time expired on the shot clock. Scooter Berry's first points of the game. Kansas with the lead. Here is Blaylock. Oh, what a bad break for the Sooners. Tyrone Jones trying to get it back, and he buried a 3-pointer. Stretch Jones gets his first bucket of the game and gives Oklahoma the lead back by 2, 66-64. Less than 10 minutes to play in the game. With the ball is Freeman West up to Scooter Berry, around the rim to Alvarado. To Randall and back over to Scooter Berry. You knew Kansas would play Oklahoma this way no matter what had happened to him in the last 5 outings. In the corner, Pritchard for 3. He got it. Kevin Pritchard sends Kansas back in front with his first points of the half. And Blaylock hustles it up court. Kansas by 1. 67-66. Under 9 minutes to go in the game. In the corner, Stretch Jones, and he's got his second 3-pointer. Oh, he's a pure shooter, and if he gets warmed up, look out, mama. Here's Pritchard across the timeline, 69-67. Right side to Berry. Top of the key to Randall on the left to Freeman West. On him is Jones. Up to Alvarado. Boy, they're giving Alvarado everything as Bell's dropped clear back in the lane. Here's Randall bringing it on a dribble against Stacey King. Back outside the top of the key to West behind him. Now West looks right. A break by Pritchard. He's into the paint, and a charge against Pritchard as King did a great action job as he hit the floor, and Kevin Pritchard gets called for the charge.
Academy Award nominations came out today. King was left off, and he's a little embarrassed after that because he deserves one. I'll tell you what, though, it's a shootout on the prairie. 3-pointers, 2 in a row by each team.
69-67. 8:15 to play in the game. Oklahoma in front by a deuce. Mookie Blaylock left side to Mullins. He wants to go for 3 in front of us, and it bounces off the rim, no good. It's rebounded, stolen away, and then back up with it comes Alvarado. Alvarado to Freeman West. To Scooter Berry. Berry brings it into the forecourt. Oh, boy, Mullins looks like he had the range. He had the line, didn't he? Here's the ball knocked loose. Up with it is Jones. Mullins with the steal. Jones down court, taking it in, and a foul as Ron Spitler comes in, slips on a wet spot, and the foul is called, I think,
against Scooterberry. We will wait and see. Back in 30 seconds after a network timeout. Coming up for air out of the swimming pool signals that the foul was against Tyrone Jones. And you're shaking your head.
He must have had time to think about, well, who did I point at anyway?
Well, he pointed to Jones after he came up for air, like we said. Timeout has been taken. 7:49 to go in the game. We're back in a moment after these local messages. Oklahoma leads Kansas 69-67.
Now is the time to consider buying your dream home with financing from Commercial Bank and Trust Company. Low cost, low interest bond money is now available from the real estate department located on the 4th floor at Commercial Bank and Trust. Call Peggy, Pat, or Reba at 687-6321 today. Your new house is a real possibility during 1989. Commercial Bank and Trust Company, an equal housing opportunity lender. Member FDIC.
The Nissan First-Time Buyers Program is back at Murray's Nissan Daihatsu at Muskogee. Now you can buy a 1989 Nissan hardbody pickup or Sentra at a low introductory price. And to qualify for the First-Time Buyers Program, all you have to have is a valid driver's license, full-time employment, and 1-year permanent residence. No previous credit history is needed. And if you qualify, there's no down payment. Come check out the 89 Nissans and the First-Time Buyers Program at Murray's Nissan Daihatsu, 841 North Main in Muskogee.
Tonight over the fiber optic lines of American Communications, the business long-distance company. In Oklahoma City, call 232-2244. Field goal shooting, Kansas is 50%, 22 of 44. The Sooners are 24 of 53. Field goal for shooting here in the second half, 82% from the free throw line, 14 of 17. Oklahoma back within 1 rebound, 29-28 in the lead of Kansas.
Pritchard brings the ball up as we resume play. Defended by Blaylock. Sooners by 2. Scooterberry with the ball. Left side to Freeman West. Looking down low for Alvarado. Gives to Pritchard. Right side to Randall, who's outside against Stacey King. On the dribble, he'll now pass the ball left side to Freeman West. Takes the two-handed pass, one dribble, and back up to Pritchard, who bobbled the ball and kicks it off his knee. Gets it back and sets up. Comes to the right side to Alvarado, who stepped out, and Bell playing way deep off of him. Bell protecting back down for any cuts underneath. Now Alvarado down, and Pritchard's going to fire a three-pointer, and he got it with 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Pritchard with 2 3-point shots. And the Sooners hustle it down, and Tyrone Jones for 3, and he got it. And the stretch man is warmed up, my friend. 3 3-pointers for Stretch Jones. 72-70. Under 7 minutes to play. Hang on. It's seat squirming time at Allen Fieldhouse. Alvarado with the ball right side to Freeman West, and it goes back across the timeline. Turnover, Kansas on the over and back. Freeman West loses the basketball. Got a final for you, David. 87-79. Kansas State wins on the road at Colorado. That means Kansas State is now 6-4, only a half game behind third place Oklahoma State. The last 6 buckets have been 3-pointers. It's a shootout at the Prairie. 6:44 to play. Jones in front of us with the basketball. The Blaylock down low to King. Takes one way. Gets inside. Misses the shot. What a move. Then he missed the shot. Lincoln Minor on the dribble brings it up. Kansas has 3 new sets of legs in there. Pritchard and Randall stayed in. Maddox, Newton, and Lincoln Minor back in. And the ball on the left side to Lincoln Minor in front of the Kansas bench. Up between the circles to Newton. Right wing side to Maddox. They keep it out on the perimeter with their passing game. 72-70. Pritchard fakes the shot. Drives baseline all the way in and gets the layup. Great move by Kevin Pritchard. He's taking things under control offensively for Kansas. Into the forecourt. Jones for a 3-point try. It airballed. And with the rebound is Newton. Game is tied at 72 with 6 minutes to play. Number 1 ranked Oklahoma. Last time they were number 1 ranked and went on the road road. They lost at Oklahoma State. And the Sooners trying to keep that from happening here in Lawrence tonight. Maddox with the ball to Pritchard in the corner. With it is Milt Newton. Back up to Lincoln Minor. Minor guarded by Terrence Mullins. Now to Mark Randall. Right side to Mike Maddox and back up to Milt Newton, who scoots the ball behind him to Kevin Pritchard. Shot clock at 15. 5.5 to go in the game. Bell misses a steal intended for Maddox. In the air. Mullins almost fouled. A shot no good. The ball tipped back out to Pritchard off Minor's miss. Pritchard drives in and charges as he knocks over Oklahoma's Mike Bell. Kevin Pritchard has picked up his third. Stops the clock with 5:22 to play and deadlocked at 72 apiece.
Mike Bell is playing a blackjack evening, and that's the number he wears on his jersey. He's been in position underneath. He's had the good rolls. He's been tough on the boards. He leads the Sooners with 17 points. He's had a whale of a game.
Walking the ball up is Blaylock. Scooter Berry's come in now for Kevin Pritchard. Right side, Stretch Jones with the ball to Mullins. Ball almost stolen. Mullins a lob over to Blaylock. He's free for three. It's on the way. He got it! Off to our left. Mookie Blaylock buries a three-pointer. It's 75-72, and there's 5 minutes remaining to play in the game. Berry into the forecourt. Changing hands on the dribble. Back to the left. Now behind him, right side to Lincoln Minor. On down on the wing. Outside is Mark Randall. Two-handed cross-court pass up in the left corner to Mike Maddox. Maddox, the sophomore. Back in between the circles. Behind him, hands the ball off to Scooter Berry, who's defended by Mookie Blaylock. Sooners led by 3 at halftime. 41-38. They lead by 3 with 4:30 to go in the game. Maddox a break underneath to Berry, and he's fouled by Mookie Blaylock as Scooter Berry shook Mookie Blaylock and took a two-handed 35-foot pass from Maddox and drew a foul as he attempted the layup.
Oklahoma's last 4 buckets have been three-pointers. Kansas has 3 out of 4 three-pointers in their last 4 bucket attempts, and the Sooners have, of course, the three-point lead at 75-72. Bell wears 21, by the way, is what I meant by blackjack evening.
Last year in Lawrence, the Sooners were winners here 73-65. They lead 75-72 as Berry misses his second free throw here in the half. He's a 71% shooter at the line, but he has missed his only 2 tries in the game, and both here in the second half within the last couple of minutes. Fouled in the act of shooting. He has another one coming and a chance to cut the Oklahoma lead to 2, and this one spins out no good, and Maddox comes down with a rebound into Randall. His shot no good. Tipped up and in by Milt Newton, and Kansas ended up getting 2 out of it anyway, and it's back to a 1-point lead. Boy, what a bad break there. Been nice to Oklahoma to have the ball. Here's a lob underneath to King. Off the glass, he misses, and the ball knocks back out to Lincoln Minor. King was point blank and couldn't get it to go home. Minor up to Randall. Left side to Milt Newton. Newton, top of the key, right up to Lincoln Minor. 4:05 to play. Maddox in the corner with the ball. Looking for somebody to go to. Up to Scooter Berry. Over to Milt Newton. Jones out on him. Newton changes hands. Left and right. Blaylock misses a steal. A three-point try. No good by Lincoln Minor, and the ball knocked out of bounds by Kansas. Sooners have the ball. We've got a timeout for these network messages. We'll be back in a moment. After a network timeout, Oklahoma leads Kansas 75-74.
Well, we're all set for another exciting season of Sooner basketball. Proudly sponsored for 1989 by the one and only Post Grape Nuts cereal. And it's a real winner. You can't beat Post Grape Nuts, made from natural wheat and barley. It's got a delicious nutty taste and lots of crunch. It really scores with the fans. Time to make our move, team. Sooner basketball and Post Grape Nuts in a league of their own, naturally.
Wherever you are, trust the Texaco star up ahead. It's there shining bright.
If your car needs an extra boost, try Texaco Super Unleaded Gasoline. Its higher octane blend helps eliminate NOx and restores lost power. And its Petrox detergent helps keep the power flowing. Wherever you are, trust Texaco Super Unleaded.
Based on the halftime score, you had to like Oklahoma heading to the second half because the Sooners have won 18 of 19 times when they've led at half, and Kansas has lost 6 of 7 times when they have trailed at halftime. But right now, this dude is right on the line and can go either way. The teeter-totter is doing just that. Which way it falls, we're going to find out in the last 3:52. Oklahoma in front of Kansas, 75-74. Sooners led by Mike Bell, 17 points. and 15 points from Mookie Blaylock. Over on the Kansas side, 23 points from Milt Newton and 22 from Mark Randall. Randall, Newton, Maddox, Minor, and Pritchard for the Jayhawks. The Sooners have King, Jones, Bell, Blaylock, and Damon Patterson has checked into the lineup for Terrence Mullins during the official timeout. Tyrone Jones has the ball handed to him by Bill Westbrook. And we're ready to play ball as the ball comes into Blaylock. It is crunch time at Allen Fieldhouse. Blaylock across the timeline. Sooners have played well in this situation all year long. And the only time that they got beat on key plays down the stretch was at Oklahoma State. Inside, close shot, up and in by Stacey King on a turnaround. King with 14 as he took a wing pass from Blaylock. The lead's back to 3. 3:30 left to play. Sooners now playing zone, pushed out 3-2 with Damon Patterson waving his hands in the middle of that 3-2 zone, now dropping it back in around the top of the key. Lincoln Minor between the circles on a dribble. Sends a short pass to Kevin Pritchard. In the corner to Milt Newton. Passes up the three-pointer as King stepped down on him to prevent it. Pass inside the lane, knocked away by Damon Patterson as Pritchard's pass forced inside. And there may be the big defensive play, and we'll mark it right there because it could come back to show a win for the Sooners. Let's see. Blaylock underneath. Gives the Bell. He's got a high in the air jam on a high jump jam by Bell, and the lead's up to 5. 79-74. 2:50 remaining to play in the game. Lincoln Minor with the basketball. To Newton. Takes a pass left. Now goes to Kevin Pritchard. Doesn't shoot for 3. Goes baseline. He's trapped. Has to send it back out front. Bell chasing after it. Almost intercepted. Minor underneath to Randall. Misses a shot. Goes up. Gets it back up and in. Mark Randall with 24 points. Sooners need some help to get the ball in, and Jones gets it on an inbound pass from Blaylock. 2:20 to go in the game. Hold on, everybody. 79-76. Here's Blaylock on a pass to Damon Patterson. Looks inside. Now in the paint. Bell underneath. Goes up. No shot, and the ball is off Stacey King. Bell went up. Didn't get fouled. Great pass by Blaylock. Bell just simply missed the jam, and the ball went out of bounds off of Stacey King's hands. Now the pendulum swings back maybe a little bit towards Kansas. Bell just didn't get high enough off the floor. He just jammed right off the front of the rim, and it fell out of his way. Kevin Pritchard, looking to first-year coach Roy Williams, comes into the forecourt. Berry is out front with him. Down low is Randall. Steps out on the wing for a pass. Two hands a pass up near the center circle to Scooter Berry. Less than 2 minutes to go in the game. Milt Newton steps into three-point range, shoots, misses the shot. King with the rebound. That would have tied it had it gone in. And the Sooners have the ball, and Blaylock hustles it up. Sutter steps and goes right. Gets the pass back. In three-point range, shoots. It's no good. The rebound by Bell, and he's fouled by Maddox, who fouls out of the game. Back in 30 after a network timeout for Department of Commerce.
If you have questions about expanding your company, training your workers, or finding business financing, call the people with the answers. Call Teamwork Oklahoma, a new business referral service sponsored by the Oklahoma Department of Commerce, along with statewide economic development groups. Call us toll-free, 1-800-522-OKLA. That's 1-800-522-OKLA. It takes teamwork, Oklahoma.
Kansas must make a substitution now as Mike Maddox has fouled out. And you were talking during the break, David, about the call.
I thought it was the right call because the verticality, Bell had the rebound. Maddox went up in the air. Sometimes it's an optical illusion. Maddox was falling back into Bell when Bell fought for the rebound. Sometimes you'll see a foul get called on the wrong person there, but I think they called it right.
Timeout has been taken by Kansas as Bell was stepping up, getting ready to shoot the free throw. We'll be back in a moment after local messages. 1:40 to go in the game. Oklahoma 79, Kansas 76.
Hi, folks. Jack Clark here, General Manager of Don Carlton Honda in Muskogee. Here's a few facts about the Honda four-door Accord. 1983, Car and Driver 10 Best List. 1984, Car and Driver 10 Best List. 1985, 1986, and 1987, Car and Driver 10 Best List. 1988, Car and Driver 10 Best List. Folks, there's a pattern here somewhere, starting as low as $12,998 at Don Carlton Honda in Muskogee.
Specialized job training is now available to you through Eastern Private Industry Council and Oklahoma State Tech in Okmulgee. If you're looking for a meaningful job for the future, specialized training in boat engine repair and vending machine repair is now available at no cost. For more information, call Oklahoma State Tech at 1-800-722-4471 toll-free and start working today for a better tomorrow.
Brought to you by the fiber optic lines of American Communications, the business long-distance company, and the long-distance company of the Sooner Network in Oklahoma City. Call 232-2244. Our Oklahoma County line barbecue restaurant player of the game unanimously on our ballot sheet tonight goes to Sooner reserve pivot, the senior from Montgomery, Alabama, Mike Bell, who has 19 points and has been dominant inside for Oklahoma tonight, and has been the reason that the Sooners not only are in the game, but have a 3-point lead at 79-76. It is the third time he's had the honor. The other two times he had to share it. It's his first win outright. And another reason why I voted for him, not only for the points, he hustled his entire ball game. Any time that he could get close to the ball, he was trying to get to it. If Bell goes to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1, he's our player of the game. Here's Mike Bell with a 3-point lead and a free throw up and in. Bell iced him as he has his 20th point. Sooners are 15 of 18 at the free throw line. A good night. Kansas 19 of 28. Kansas 49% from the field. Sooners 45%. Next one up and off to the left. No good. Rebounded by Mark Randall. 4-point lead. A minute and a half to go. Kansas brings Kevin Pritchard into the forecourt on a short pass to Berry. Sooners stay in that 3-2 zone. Pritchard's going to shoot a three-pointer. It spins out. No good. Randall with the rebound, and he's fouled on the play. Randall got position for the rebound, put it up, and a foul was called, a pushing foul against Oklahoma's Damon Patterson, and that will foul Patterson out of the game with 3 points with 1:25 to go. Mike Maddox from Oklahoma City, Putnam City North had fouled out with 1:40 to go for Kansas with 2 points. Rebounding edge to Kansas tonight, 37-31. Sooners have outshot Kansas from three-point range, 9-5. Kansas, though, has gotten their 5 on 9 attempts. Sooners are 9 of 22. Terrence Mullins will come into the lineup for Oklahoma. Mark Randall in the first half with 7 of 8. He is 3 of 4 in the second half. Randall for the game, 10 of 12 at the free throw line. 24 points. He's the leading scorer on the floor. His career and season high, 31 in a non-conference game against Seattle. 80-76 Oklahoma. Sooners trying to stay number 1 in the country and number 1 in the Big 8 Conference. Randall hits the free throw. And they will probably have to do it at the free throw line down the stretch. Again, they have shot well tonight. 15 of 18 there so far. Here's Randall's second on a 2-shot situation, and he netted it. Blaylock on the inbounds pass, 80-78. Brings it across the timeline. Heads down court. Looks back up, sends a pass to William Davis. Davis hands the ball off to Terrence Mullins. Guarded tightly by Scooter Berry. To Tyrone Jones. Over to William Davis. Freeman West on him. Now a lob pass over to Mullins. Sooners playing keep away. Up to Blaylock. 25 seconds left on the shot clock. 1 minute to go in the game. Tyrone Jones alone in front of us to William Davis. Now to Blaylock. Shot clock at 15. Sooners get a basket here that can make things look nice. 80-78. There's a pass. Broken up. Bad pass. Loose on the floor. And it is tied up. We got a jump ball. Kansas has possession on the alternating possession call as Terrence Mullins in front of us made a bad pass and threw the ball away. 45 seconds to go. And the Sooners, I think, trying to get a timeout. They get it. Sooners get a timeout called. Hang on. We're going to keep our broadcast here. Well, nope, we're going to take a... Oh, well, let's hold on. The discussion is, did Oklahoma get the timeout called or not?
Billy called for one, and a player may have asked for one. At the same time, Kansas was calling for one. The two teams noticed that each other were trying to call, and now it was finger pointing. Well, they called it first. No, they did. Oklahoma's stuck with the timeout.
Oklahoma's stuck with it. We're going to give you a chance to freshen up. We'll be back in 30 seconds after a network timeout for Coca-Cola.
45 seconds to go in the game. So the shot clock will be what the game clock is right now. Kansas has Scooter Berry to inbound the basketball. Oklahoma leads 80-78. Hang on, it is crunch time. Sooners have played an overtime game this year, having won at Iowa State 109-100. We're ready to go. The ball comes into Kevin Pritchard. Hang on. If you're driving, pull over to the side and park. Here's Scooter Berry out front, looking into the lane. Now a pass to Pritchard. Back to Berry. You don't want the three-pointer shot against you. Berry almost slipped and fell. Did actually, but got the pass off to Pritchard. Now back to Scooter Berry. 28 seconds to go in the game. Berry looking inside. Cross court to the Newton. Back to Berry. Around the rim to Pritchard. He bumps into Davis. No place to go. Back up to Scooter Berry. 18 seconds to go. Berry driving. Short pass to Randall. Back up to Berry. 13 seconds to go to Pritchard. 11 seconds to go. 10 seconds. Pritchard over to Scooter Berry. 7 seconds. Pulls up. Doesn't shoot. Pritchard drives to the baseline. Takes it in. Shoots. Scores. 2 seconds to go. And we're going into overtime. Oklahoma tried to get the timeout. Couldn't get it. A driving layup by Kevin Pritchard. Ties it. Merry Christmas. We'll be back in 60 seconds after a local timeout. We're going to overtime in Kansas, and it's deadlocked at 80.
Hi, folks. Jack Clark here, General Manager of Don Carlson Honda in Muskogee. Here's a few facts about the Honda four-door Accord. 1983, Car and Driver 10 Best List. 1984, Car and Driver 10 Best List. 1985, 1986, and 1987, Car and Driver 10 Best List. 1988, Car and Driver 10 Best List. Folks, there's a pattern here somewhere, starting as low as $12,998 at Don Carlson Honda in Muskogee.
Now is the time to consider buying your dream home with financing from Commercial Bank and Trust Company. Low cost, low interest, bond money is now available from the Real Estate Department located on the 4th floor at Commercial Bank and Trust. Call Peggy, Pat, or Reba at 687-6321 today. Your new house is a real possibility during 1989. Commercial Bank and Trust Company, an equal housing opportunity lender. Member FDIC.
Regulation. Kansas shot 49%, 27-55. Oklahoma, 45%, 29-62. Second road overtime game for the Sooners this year. Their only other one this year. They won 109-100 at Iowa State. First place on the line for Oklahoma, sole possession at least, in these next 5 minutes, and the #1 ranking in the country. Stacey King against Sean Alvarado, and the tip goes to William Davis. Off the Blaylock, pulls up, puts a jumper on the way. It's no good. Davis up in the air, down to the rebound, loses the ball on the floor. Berry is tied up. No, he traveled with it, I think. No, we got a foul called, and it's going to be against William Davis. Davis called for the personal foul. Will send Scooter Berry to the free throw line.
You got to give Kevin Pritchard credit in regulation, and the Sooners some smart credit also. When Pritchard got the drive on the baseline, you know he's going to shoot. Don't foul him, because if he hits the bucket, he can win it with the free shot. Pritchard made a good move to get the drive, and then Oklahoma played smart by not fouling him on his shot. William Davis is fouled out of the game in a scramble for possession of the basketball with Scooter Berry. And Berry at the free throw line gives Kansas the lead. Mike Bell is checked back in. Scooter Berry with his 4th point after missing 3 free throws in the second half. Gives Kansas the lead, and the second free throw pops out no good. Stacey King with the miss. 81-80 Kansas. 4:45 to play. Mullins with the basketball and made a bad error with 45 seconds to go and threw the ball away when the Sooners had the lead. Here's a pass into King. He takes it to the hoop. Shot up and in on a drive by Stacey King. First Sooner bucket since 140 in regulation. Berry against Mullins across the midcourt line. Oklahoma with a 1-point lead in overtime. Bounce pass down low to Alvarado. His jump hook up, no good. And a tip try, no good by Kansas Milt Newton. And I think Kansas has drawn... Yes, Newton has drawn a foul as he was on
the head of Mookie Blaylock, who's holding his head as he comes back up front. Hey, we're America's best-dressed radio crew. You know that. And that's because of Sir Knight, tuxedo and formal wear in Oklahoma City and in Tulsa. And servicing about 300 wholesale distributorship for about 300 stores around the state. The very finest in tuxedo and formal wear from Sir Knight makes us America's best-dressed radio crew. It'll make you the best-dressed guy at whatever formal function you're going to. Milt Newton has fouled out of the game on that foul for the Jayhawks with 4:23 to play, and Mookie Blaylock is going to be going to the free throw line.
Well, the basketball is not the best dressed at the present time. Part of the leather has torn off one of the seams. They're going to have to bring a new ball in, so the ball goes into overtime also. And didn't make it out of it.
Newton has fouled out with 23 points, and we are waiting right now for the official substitute game ball to get in. So the game balls are going into overtime also.
Make sure it checks in now.
Here it comes. Oklahoma 82, Kansas 81. We'll pause for this 60-second local timeout.
We've been looking forward to fixing up the house for a while. Well, we finally got the game room.
And you love it.
I do.
Especially your pool table.
Yep. A nice shot, honey.
Now we're thinking about redoing the kitchen.
We are?
When you make changes to your home, your insurance needs also change. That means it's time for a friendly review with the Farmers Insurance Group of Companies.
It would be simple. First, we take out the old stove.
America can depend on farmers.
In Muskogee, see Ken Frazier at 501 West Okmulgee. Call 682-3595.
Hi, folks. Jack Clark here, General Manager of Don Carlton Honda in Muskogee. Here's a few facts about the Honda four-door Accord. 1983, Car and Driver 10 Best List. 1984, Car and Driver 10 Best List. 1985, 1986, and 1987, Car and Driver 10 Best List. 1988,
experienced player, good offensive player. Puts a burden on Pritchard. He's really their threat on the perimeter, and Randall on the inside. And, of course,
been signaled that there had been a foul, or rather a timeout taken, and we took the timeout. Then they started play. Mookie Blaylock missed the free throw, and in a wild tip high off the glass, Stacey King got a tip in. At the opposite end as we return, Mark Randall trying to drive to the baseline is bumped and fouled by Oklahoma's Tyrone Jones, who picked up his fourth with 3:53 to play here in overtime. Sooners leading 84-81, and again, our apologies, but we had been signaled that there had been a timeout taken.
I believe they've changed the foul to Terrence Mullins instead of Tyrone Jones.
Free throw is up and in for Mark Randall, so Jones still playing with three, and Mullins has his second. Randall with his 27th point, leading scorer on the floor. His next free throw is up. It bounces off to the left, no good. King brings it down and leaves for Blaylock. Sooners by 2 in overtime. 3:48 to play in the game. Blaylock on a bounce pass right side to Tyrone Jones. Looking inside to King. Now drives, pulls up, short pass back to Stacey. Had the ball knocked loose. It comes back to Tyrone. Has it above his head. Blaylock breaks into the lane. Tyrone drives in the lane, takes it all the way, plays it up and scores! Great play by Stretch Jones as he went to the hoop and leaned in and got the bucket for points 12 and 13. And Stretch Jones will be at the free throw line with a chance to give Oklahoma a 5-point lead as Oklahoma has opened it up to 86-82 with 3:32 to play. Sean Alvarado is checked back out. The foul was number 4 against Mark Randall. And here is Stretch Jones, who his only 2 free throw tries in the game in the second half. Sooners 21-3, ranked number 1 in the country, have a 5-point lead as Jones hits the free throw. Big play with 3:30 to go. Berry brings the ball into the forecourt for Kansas, off to our far right, out near the boundary, sends it to Freeman West, over to Kevin Pritchard. Game was tied at 80 at the end of regulation on Pritchard's layup with 2 seconds to go. Scooter Berry, right side to Freeman West, up to Mark Randall, out on the wing, now to Pritchard. Blaylock steps out on him, ball to Minor, they keep it out on the perimeter to Berry, out to Freeman West, over to Randall, right side of the floor to Lincoln Minor, looking down. Now Minor still on the dribble, up to Berry. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Randall drives in the lane, takes it all the way in. Shot clock by Bell. We're going to get goaltending. Mike Bell going up. Jammed it out of bounds. but the ball was on the downward fly. 29 points from the goaltending call. Now for Mark Randall with 2:56 to play. The Sooner lead back down to 3, 87-84. Ball walked up court by Mookie Blaylock. Don't forget our wrap-up show follows and the Sooner Locker Room show. Blaylock sends a pass to Jones. Jones drives baseline. He is bumped by Randall, who's fouled out of the ball game. Mark Randall has just fouled out of the ball game with 2 minutes and 45 seconds to play, and what a marvelous game he had.
Oh, yeah.
The sophomore from Inglewood, California, with 29 points. He was 13 of 16, David, at the free throw line. 8 of 12. Am I alive? What's 8 of 12? How about 8 of 11 and 12? He was 8 of 12. Well, he was really 8 of 12. He sure wasn't 11. Kansas is at Duke on Saturday. The Sooners play at Colorado on Saturday, and their next action, airtime will be 12:35 Oklahoma time for the Billy Tubbs Show.
In about an 8-day or 7-day period, look at this. Oklahoma's played Arizona. Kansas will play Duke. And Oklahoma's played Kansas. Guess who was in the Final Four last year?
You got that. That's right. Good point. Here is a free throw up and no good by Tyrone Jones, and in the lane too soon was Freeman West.
Yep.
Oh, what a break for the Sooners right there. Freeman West, a JUCO transfer out of Paris, Texas, got into the lane before the ball started down. So Jones gets a second try on the front side of a 1-and-1 with 2:45 to play, and he gets this shot to go. Well, Terrence Mullins gave Kansas hope with a bad pass in front of us with 45 seconds to go in regulation. David, and now Freeman West gives the Sooners some added hope by getting in the lane too soon. And Stretch Jones answers with 2 free throws. 89-84. Berry brings the ball up court for Kansas. Sooners by 5. Alvarado, left side to Pritchard. Drives to the paint, pulls up, has to dump the ball off, taken out of a shot. It's back out front to Lincoln Minor from Freeman West. Minor palmed the ball, went in the lane, Pritchard up with it, dumps it underneath, short shot up and in, and we got a foul against Stacey King as Alvarado scored. And in second guessing, you can say, well, Stacey, maybe you should have just let him got the 2. Now he's got a chance to cut it to a 2-point deficit if he gets the free throw, and those are the 6'10 senior's first points of the game. He's not a big scorer, though, for Kansas, just averaging 4.5 points a game. He'll go to the free throw line for the first time in the game. In conference games, he has hit 14 of 15 free throw attempts, and he can bring Kansas within 2 with 2:26 remaining to play. Crowd quiets for the left-hander, and he hits the free throw. Bell trying to get the ball inbounds. Beats the clock as he gets it in to Blaylock. 89-87 Oklahoma. 2:22 remaining in overtime. Blaylock with the ball between the circles. Comes left side. Drives baseline. Pulls up. Leans in. Off the glass. Shoots. Shot no good. Blaylock after it. Can't come up with it. Alvarado has it. He's got it half court to Berry. 2-on-2. Down court. Lincoln Minor. Shot is in. Off the glass, and the game is tied again. 89 apiece. 2 minutes remaining in overtime. Blaylock to the right side. To Mullins. In the corner to Jones. Lob pass to King. King knocked down. We got a foul in the lane against Kansas. Lincoln Minor. Minor did not have position. King had 3 men around him and knocked him over. Minor didn't have position, and Ron Spittler bravely at Allen Fieldhouse before 15,600 made the call that has put Stacey King at the free throw line.
He just tried to sandwich him in, and it did not work. And as you mentioned before, Oklahoma's going to have to hit free shots.
He's got 2 coming, and he misses on the front side. I'll tell you, I thought he was lucky to get up there with a chance to shoot 2. Me too. Here's King's second try up. Oklahoma has the lead again. King's 19th point. 90-89 Oklahoma. 1:50 to play. Berry takes it to the baseline on a length of the court dribble. Back up to Freeman West to Kevin Pritchard. Guarded by Mookie Blaylock. To Scooter Berry. Right wing side to Freeman West. Looking in for Alvarado. To Berry. Over to Pritchard. Looking down for Alvarado. Now to Lincoln Minor. He drives. Had the ball knocked loose by Mullins, but Minor comes back up with it. A lob pass into Alvarado. Back to Lincoln Minor. Pulls up. Top of the key. Jumper. Short of the rim. Loose ball underneath. King has it and holds on to it in the Kansas into the court. Now, with 1:18 to go, Blaylock comes into the forecourt. 90-89. Sends a pass to Tyrone Jones, trying to get it into Mike Bell. Drives, holds up, needs some help. Short pass to Terrence Mullins. Mullins down low to King. His shot off the glass goes in. King with 21 points. 3-point lead. 1 minute to go. Blaylock with some pressure in the backcourt against Kevin Pritchard. 92-89. Oklahoma. Hang on. Pritchard into the forecourt to run the Kansas offense. To Scooter Berry, guarded by Terrence Mullins, up to the top. It's been a great basketball game, and Kansas wants the timeout. Timeout. Back in a moment. Hang on. 46 seconds to play in overtime. Oklahoma 92, Kansas 89. To 89. Now, granted, it's taken overtime to get those 92 points that'll still go in the book as a score, and that equals the most points ever scored by Oklahoma in Lawrence ever against Kansas. And there have been 70 games played in Lawrence in this series, and Kansas leads it overall 111-53. Kansas won 56 of 70 games played in Lawrence. And the Sooners scored 92 points in a game in the 83-84 season and one in the 85-86 season. One of those in 83-84 was in overtime. The last time these teams played an overtime game, it was here. Time back in, 46 seconds to play. Scooter Berry has the ball. Mullins jumping up in front of him. The ball comes into Pritchard. 30 seconds left in the shot clock. Sooners by 3. Pritchard over to Scooter Berry. Up to Lincoln Minor. Minor now. Player knocked down with Scooter Berry. No call against Blaylock. Pritchard drives into the lane. Shot blocked by Stacey King. After it is Berry. Almost slid out of bounds. He got it back for Kansas. 27 seconds to play. Berry with the basketball. The shot clock is off now as Kansas got the ball back on the block by King. Pritchard driving into the lane. Dumps it off to Berry. Leans in. Threw the ball away. Blaylock up with it with 15 seconds to go to Mullins. Mullins a pass to half court to King. 10 seconds to go. He's got it over to Bell. And Bell stuffed it with 6 seconds to go. The Sooners are going to win it. Time's going to expire. 94-89. It's all over at the buzzer of shot. And Oklahoma survives in overtime. Gee, Merry Christmas. 94-89. Top-ranked Oklahoma in a miracle has escaped Kansas with its 22nd victory of the year. The Sooners go to 8-1 on the season in the conference and a 1-game lead over Missouri.
It was a Patterson steal with 3 minutes left that gave Oklahoma a chance to go up by 3 and then again eventually by 5, 79-74. Then Mullins threw the ball away at 55 seconds in regulation that allowed Kansas to get it back and tie it. And then it was a Blaylock steal with 15 seconds left. And then the Sooners get the jam on the opposite end because the two big men that run the floor better than anyone were down underneath the bucket. They passed it back and forth, and Bell put in the easiest shot in basketball.
94-89. Oklahoma survives in overtime over Kansas. And we're going to take our 60-second network adjacency and be back with more.